Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening here, man. You got Tuesday night fights. Mr. Paz, my brother. Thanks for stopping in here, man. Me, my man George Jakovic, where we decided to show some toe to toe action, something that boxing fans they see it all the time. Some don't appreciate it. Stormy B, man, salute to you, my brother. Thanks for stopping in. You know, me and George, we go back. You know, we love current boxing. You know, everyone we love what's happening today, but you know, we like to go back in the past. We like to dig out some of the fights from the '80s, you know, the '70s, and wherever it may be. But we like to keep these boxers alive. You know, some of these fights people forget about them. People miss them. A lot of people weren't even born when they happened. But my brother George, a little bit younger than me, but he's been around the boxing world, man. He's covered it from HBO on down. He's partied with fighters. He's my brother, man. Me and George, we clicked it off. Former HBO executive, and you know, we decided to keep the memory of Tuesday night fights alive on
That's
here.
right.
So what's happening, my brother George?
Hey, man, I'm always happy. You know, Tuesday night fights was always great because it was the middle of the week, or not even the middle of the week. You know, you're kind of getting over the weekend, and Monday kind of drags sometimes, and then you had Tuesday night fights back in the day, and now, Bruce, we brought that back, and there's no more Tuesday night blues. Now there's Tuesday night fights. So
Fact there is, man.
I
Fact there
love
is.
when Tuesday comes around. I'm pumped. I was pumped after that Wood Conlon fight, and I think that's why you wanted to go to some toe to toe fights, because that Wood Conlon fight Saturday so far. I mean, it's only March, but that's the fight of the year so far. What drama, man! What a fight!
Oh, absolutely. So far, fight of the year. Um, I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to as possibly a candidate for fight of the year is the Shakur Stevenson and Valdez fight. You know, on a whole nother level. I mean,
Yep.
this is spotlight stuff. I think Stevenson's gonna be boxing on the outside. Valdez is gonna have to take the fight to him. I mean, this is another fight of the year candidate, but there's so many of them, man, George. And you know, we don't even have to consider these fights that we're watching for fights of the year, because most of them were rounds of the year, toe to toe action. I mean, what it was all about. Let's see who else came in here, man, while we're gabbing over here, because you know, I appreciate everybody that comes in and listens to us. It's almost like the crowd is filling in. You know, we can hear the noise. I feel like a fighter in the dressing room, man. You know, the anticipation. But my brother Shidwi here, thanks for coming in. Pounds, man, salute to you. Chi-Town's finest, my brother, the physician from Chicago, man. Thank you so much, man. You know, he was with me since I started coming on YouTube. Chi-Town's finest, great guy, great friend, man. You know, it just
Yeah.
just another one of the fraternal brothers that we meet on here, and that you know that we enjoy the brotherhood of boxing. It's an amazing thing. You know, sometimes I forget about it, I lose track, but then you know, when I get on here and we talk about the fights, and you know, we show the fights, and we see the people that come in and appreciate
Yep.
what we're doing,
Yep.
it just lights that spark up again. You know.
I do. You know, real quick, I know you're going to give some more shout outs, but you mentioned it feels like the undercard when people are coming in the crowd. When I was with HBO, on the first few 24/7s we did, they would give us tickets to the fight, because it used to be a 4-part show. So we would do the fourth part in Vegas. And we would get tickets to the fight because the first two were De La Hoya, Mayweather, and Mayweather Hatton. So we would get good tickets to the fights. I would be one of like 10 people. I would get there as the doors open. So I was there for the first undercard fight where you could hear the trainers in the corner. You could hear everything. And I'd literally, there's like maybe 15 people there for that very first fight. And then you watch the arena fill up. So right now, Bruce, the arena's filling. It's filling up right now for Tuesday night fights. It's filling up.
Yeah, I'm the same way as you, George. I haven't been to a lot of fights, but the dozen or so that I've been to, I always Foxwood. I'd go there early in the afternoon, get the gambling out of the way, have a nice dinner, and then just get into that arena.
Yep.
And like you said, man, we watched the fans just come in, and I was there until the even if there was a walkout bout after the main event, if it was a short main event, which happened quite a bit, especially when we're talking about the famous phone booth wars.
Right.
Solid D man, he thinks this fight could mirror Leonard Duran. Absolutely, Leonard Duran won. Yep.
Yes, maybe
where Oscar Valdez got to get Shakur Stevenson into the same mood that Roberto Duran got Sugar Ray Leonard in, to fighting his
politics. Like today, you probably saw the same thing I did. Steven Espinosa from Showtime said that fight was done. Like Munguia agreed to everything, but Oscar De La Hoya was insisting that they bring DAZN in. So guess what? Now there's no fight. So thank you, politics of boxing, for stopping a good fight.
George, Matt, first of all, salute my brother, Mad Chad. Damn, good to see you here, my man. Good to see you here, my brother. Absolutely, man. Fists are clenched over here. Tuesday night fights, bro. What's up, Mad Chad?
Toe to toe, baby. That's what I'm talking about, right? I mean, there's nothing better than a good phone booth. I mean, people these days, they don't even know what a phone booth is, So let's just everybody know. A phone booth fight is when two people go toe-to-toe, mano-a-mano. Who's got the biggest dick? Who the fuck's the baddest motherfucker tonight? And Bruce Goes is going to thrill us all to this tonight, and I'm fired up about it, Bruce.
Absolutely, Matt Chad. And the fights that we see, you were talking about it earlier. What do you think of the Shakur Stevens and the Oscar Valdez fight coming up? Do you see that as turning into a phone booth war, or do you think Shakur Stevens will stick to his boxing skills and stay on the outside and pretty much beat him up on the outside? What do you think? What do you think's going on in that fight, Matt Chad?
Well, I would like to see Oscar maybe try to get under Shakur's skin. Some sort. It's a gentleman's sport, but I feel like if Oscar can try to get under his skin somehow, maybe not as brutal as Duran Leonard. I don't know if he has to go that low, but just try to get under his skin a little to try to make him fight his game. Because, if Oscar goes in there like it's Burchelt, tries to box out, in and out, the master class, that was probably the best boxing clinic of last year, what he did to Burchelt. But, with Shakur, that's a different fighter. He's quicker than Burchelt, better footwork. It's got to be a tough nut to crack. If it's just a boxing match, Shakur wins. But if he can get it dirty, if he can get Shakur to go into that phone booth, Oscar could upset Shakur for sure. And whoever wins this fight's going on the pound for pound list for sure.
So Bruce, I'm biased because I'm from Jersey and Shakur's from Jersey. So I really like his style. I think he's going to elevate his game. I think he's going to put on a show. Now, that being said, I don't predict fights because if I could predict fights, I would not be doing this show with you, Bruce. I would be in a mansion somewhere with all the money I made from betting on fights. So, but I think Shakur is going to put on a show. That being said, it's boxing. I just want a good fight. And I think it's got all the elements of being a good fight.
For sure.
Shout out to award guys.
Let me shout out Andrew Charles that came in, man. My brother Chen Smoke came in here. LT, my bra. Salute, my bra. My Spanish brother over there, man. LT, always everywhere. Always has something good to say about everyone, man. I love LT. He's my brother. Carlos Mendoza, thank you for coming in here, man.
Mr. Pads. See, Mr. Pads knows exactly what I'm talking about. That's right. That goes for all of us. If we could predict fights, but that's the beauty. No matter how much you know about the sport or about the fighters, guess what? That goes out the window sometimes when they fight. They have to fight the fights. We don't know who's going to win. Most of, a lot of these big fights, we don't know.
Well, that's what we used to get more than we do now. John McSmith, thank you, brother. We used to get 50-50 fights. How many fights do we see now?
But like people say, Shakur's just going to beat Oscar. And I tell these people, go mortgage your house, get a loan, put it all on Shakur because he's not a huge favorite. And he'll be able to retire from it. If you think he's going to win for sure, do that. But this fight, I believe, is one of those 50-50 fights which the fans win. And I salute both these fighters. I don't know if it's going to be a toe-to-toe affair, but this is a fight that fans win on. And whoever wins this fight, like I say, they're a pound-for-pound fighter.
Hey, I might mortgage. You gave me an idea, Mad Chad. I think I may mortgage the house. But as long as I know I can move in with either you or Bruce, me and the family and the dog, like I'm going to mortgage the house. But I need to know I have a backup plan. So
you got it, my bro. You got it.
Okay.
You got it, man.
Okay.
Can't help because I think I'm on my way out, George. I was hoping for you or Bruce to help me.
Mad Chad, I just figured out how to open up a Cash App. I got your Cash App. I was going to send you something today. The bank came back and said I only got $14 in my account. So give me a little bit to build it up, bro. Because we're definitely for you, man. We talk about that all the time. How just like that, your life can turn upside down. You slip on the ground, you break a rib. That's the way that's the way most of the people in this country are. We live from paycheck to paycheck, and if there's any interruption in that paycheck, that doesn't mean that the bills for services rendered aren't going to be they don't get interrupted. Man, we're all there, brother, and man, believe me, my heart goes out to you.
Bruce, I've never got nothing from the government. I've never got any help from any governmental service. You know what I mean? Never did anything like that. Got a few loans from family members and stuff in my life. But you know what I mean? Now, as I am 52-year-old man, you know what I mean? Like you hurt yourself. I was out of work for 3 weeks, right? Basically, I'm back. I work 7 hours today. But I can't lift over 20 pounds. So I'm not, 8-9 hour days, But anyways, you're fucked up. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? It's like my son can shoot a basketball good. Can he sign a good contract? I don't think he'd even help me. He doesn't even want to split his weed with me. I'm like, Jesus, I need a fucking bud here, kid. I'm fucking smoking roaches. And, so I don't know. Like my mom is poor. And I don't help. I don't ask the family. Like my family don't know I'm on YouTube right now talking fucking boxing with fucking George from HBO and Bruce Cole's a legendary Providence fucking kid that went way back. The Hagler. I've been watching the Hagler. And it's like, where do you go, Bruce? It's like, on a median strip with a corner saying, "Hey, I love Marvelous Hagler. Can you give me $1?" I mean.
No,
it's it's tough. It's weird.
That's real life, brother. That's real life. And
so I'm trying to turn my channel into a thing. I'm trying to get 1,000 subs, so I get a cat, like where you could send super chats and stuff. And I'm trying to maybe sell some T-shirts, maybe some Mad Chad Sports Tavern, mugs.
Yeah.
Sell some condoms. You know what I mean? Sell condoms.
You gotta get a members only.
That tastes like PBR. That tastes like Budweiser.
Mad Chad, I don't know why I love you, my brother, but you never.
I don't either.
Smile to my face.
I know my son does it. No one does, Bruce. I'm definitely the fucking, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the dude that went on Misfit Island.
See, but not here because we're all Santa Claus. If that's the case, and we all love you. So.
And this is my escape too. I come on here.
I don't have to call the suicide intervention number no more, Bruce, since I met you, honestly. Like those fucking 1-800 suicide, they were so sick of me. They're like, Jesus, you were getting mad, Chad. I'm like, Jesus, I'm ready. Now it's faking every time. I just wanted to talk to somebody. You know, and that's what YouTube's really about. You know, it's like the suicide hotline.
It really,
George,
really
thank
is.
you. I'm like with a legend here with George. Like this dude's hanging out with Manny Pacquiao backstage. Like this dude was backstage with Pacquiao. I mean, go fuck yourself, Bruce. I mean, we're with George.
No, I'm with Bruce Goes and Mad Chad. That's where I am.
Bro,
That's where I am.
you know, bro, I've become such an internet whore lately. I went up this morning to the commissary. I caught my weed. What did I do? I do a live. I show everybody what I just bought. You know,
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Pull it back. Pull back the reins, Bruce. Honestly, you're getting weird.
I know, man. I know, but you know, I feel a camaraderie, and I feel like
spend more time with Bruno. Spend more time with Bruno and the old lady.
Bro, I'm gonna get me a portable camera so I can take this with me when I go out there. I want to show people the characters I deal with on a daily basis.
And have that a Bruno channel. Make that Bruno's channel. Get him a fucking cam and put it on his head and call it Bruno.
Bruno's 7th birthday is coming up in a few days.
Well, that's 49. He's 50 years old, Bruce. You got to do dogs' lives. He's 50. He's an old fucking timer.
You know, it's unbelievable because I don't see it in him. He just gets crazier and crazier, and people that see him, they're like, "Man, that dog's in really good shape." He's in good shape because
Bruce is eating right now. You wouldn't believe how good a Bruce is in shape. I mean, Bruce.
No, Matt Chad. I'm in terrible shape. I'm in today. You know, I woke up. I opened my eyes and I just thank God that I wasn't in pain this morning. You know, because I'm in pain. There you go. That's Bruce. That's Bruce the dog. Where's my guy? My guy's in with the old lady in her room, which I give her. You know, she just got. I have the whole living room right now. This is crazy. I'm actually. I talked to a contractor today. I'm going to build an addition on the side of my house. You know, I'm going to move it out a little bit because I've taken over the living room here. You know, I'm sitting. I got the coffee table in front of me, the 60-incher in front of me. There's junk on all the couch, the sofa. The dog's got the big chair, and you know, I've got to get myself more into the real world here because I'm like you, Mad Chad, and like you, George. This is Fantasy Island, and I jump on it every chance I can. You know, and when I see I get an info from brother Drew to get on his show with all these legends. And man, you know, they're answering questions that I'm asking them, and people are like, "Yeah, that's a good question."
Listen, you said this is like Fantasy Island. Well, check this out, Bruce. You're Mr. Rourke, and I'm Tattoo. We're doing Fantasy Island, and I know people out there, they don't know what we're talking about, but I'm Tattoo on this show, so I'm good with that.
And what does that make Mad Chad? I don't think there was anybody else out there.
He's just Mad. He inserts himself into everything, so he's Mad Chad from Fantasy Island. So,
hey, Mad Chad he always brings a warmness when he comes on the show. I mean, he just he has a experience and the voice that he has, man. It just kind of it turns the temperature down a little bit in here. Just kind of makes it a little cooler. You know what I'm saying, man?
I do.
Silky pajamas. You know.
There you go. Like our brother Marvin Hagler. And you know, the first fight that we're gonna show, well, you know, in a little bit, we're gonna show the Ernie Shavers and Ron Lyle. The fight that took place in 1975, September 19th, in Denver, Colorado. And both of these guys are killers. I mean, Ron Lyle, literally a convicted killer. And Ernie Shavers, historically, the hardest puncher in boxing history. And many, many fighters will attest to that once they wake up.
Hey, so Bruce, so Ron Lyle took this fight against Shavers 4 months after he lost his title shot to Muhammad Ali. You imagine losing to Muhammad Ali and then your first time back in the ring, you're going up against Ernie Shavers 4 months later?
Unbelievable. Let me dig up something if I can. If I can find the box rec here. Let's see. We want to find.
It's crazy to think it'll never be seen again. What these men did.
Well, Matt, you know what, Matt Chad? Not only that, Ron Lyle fought Ali May 16th of 75. Then he fought Ernie Shavers 4 months later, September of 75. And then 4 months after that, he fought a man by the name of George Foreman. So
stop it!
In the fight before Ali, he fought Jimmy Young. So he fought Jimmy Young, Ali, Schaefer's, and Foreman.
Jimmy Young, one of the most underrated fighters of all time.
And Jimmy
Young, bro, and you can throw Jimmy Eller in there. You can throw Oscar.
Oh my God! Look at that, George. That's unheard of. What you just mentioned.
That is wow.
Jerry Corey's name is in there. You know, you're Buster Mathis. You know, you're talking about who's who of the heavyweight division in the 60s and 70s.
John McSmith said that's when men were men.
Look at Ernie Shavers, the fighters he's got on his resume too, George.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, it's like a who's who when you go back to the heavyweights of the 70s. You know, you get caught up in the box rec game because you look at one guy's record and then you jump on another fighter. And yeah, Ernie Schaefer's.
I was so into that when box rec first came out. Like I remember in the 90s. I don't know how long it's been around, but when it came out, I was on that, looking at all the trees of who fought who. And George, quick question. I don't know if we mentioned this. Have you ever met Bert Sugar? Did you and Bert get along?
I did. I interviewed him a few times when I was early on at HBO. I never got to spend any time with him outside of that, but yeah, I met Bert Sugar, interviewed him. I interviewed him 3 times, and he was like a walking story. He was walking history, and the way he told his stories, he was awesome. I loved him.
No internet, nothing, just a typewriter.
Exactly.
Horse racing. Everything.
Horse racing.
The books his last book he did about Dundee, incredible.
Yep.
I had a signed copy of that. He signed a bunch of stuff for me at the Hall of Fame up there in New York, and he was my closest friend when it was with boxing, before the internet, before I had it. You know, it was MySpace. I think it was before even MySpace.
Wow.
Me and Bert used to, and he went to Michigan, I believe, and we used to talk for hours on the phone. And my dad, me and my dad, he was proud of me. He thought I was a good person. But when I told him one time, I'm like, Dad, do you want to talk to Bert Sugar? He's like, Bert Sugar, the dude with the cigar talking about Ali? I go, yeah. I called Bert up and I handed him the phone to my dad, and him and Bert talked for 2 hours. I went out, I come back and they're still on the phone.
That's awesome.
That is so awesome. And he has really, and his name ain't mentioned a lot. He gets a lot of naysayers because they said whatever, but he just smoked a cigar. He had the same wife for years.
Yep.
And he loved sports. He loved competitiveness. And boxing was his favorite sport. I asked him, I said, what's your favorite sport? He said, boxing.
Yeah, you know, another guy who was like that, who I knew well, was Harold Letterman. That guy, the first time I met him, I was at some fight. I introduced myself because I watched all the fights. So he was like a superstar. He didn't know me. We talked for over 2 hours. And he was just the nicest guy, and that guy just loved boxing. Like, he would be, if Harold was around today, he would be all over shows like this. It would be 4 squares on this, because Harold Letterman would be in here, and he would just take it over with his passion and love.
I hear that, man. You know, and even on a smaller scale, guys like Trick Nolte.
Yes.
You know. Trick will call me, and before I know it, I've been on there for an hour, and we'll do 3-way calls. It's just.
And he loves it too. He's another guy. He loves Trick. I've talked to him on the phone too, and an hour goes by, and you don't even realize it. He loves the sport, and I just love talking to people who love the sport. That's why we're talking. I just, you know, when you find people that have the same passion as you just get along with them.
It's like a night out, George. It's like a night out. It really,
birds of a feather flock together. I kind of see that. It's so weird, and I find myself with the John McSmiths type. You know, very thick-skinned. You know, trolls aren't gonna bother me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. You know, I kind of go with that mentality. Just don't steal my fucking bike, because I might fucking turn into a boxer. You know what I mean? It's like
There you go.
this whole internet shit don't fucking bother me, but talking with you two, I'm fucking hanging with royalty right now. You know what I mean? I'm feeling young right now, fellas.
Hey, like I said, I'm the tattoo here. You guys are head. I'm tattoo. I'm saying instead of saying the plane, I'm saying the fight. The fight.
I think we're Mo, Larry, and Curly.
What we're talking about.
Let's just get right to the point, George. We're Mo, Larry, and Curly.
Hey, let's do it. That's us.
And that common thread. We love talking classic boxing. We love bringing up the names and hitting those brain cells. And I remember that. I remember him. My dad used to talk about him. And with the beauty of the internet today, we pull up the fights, we dissect it, and like I said, to me, it's a night out. It's a night out without going out. Which
exactly, it's Tuesday night, so we're going Lyle and Schaefer's first, right? Yeah.
Why don't we do that first, and then we'll look at the life of Bobby Chacon and Ray Boom Boom Mancini. But these two guys, they were heavyweights. Top 5, at least top 5, top 10, at least higher than that, possibly top 5. But we're talking about an era that was so rich with talent. I mean, if it was not ruled by Muhammad Ali, any of these guys would be wearing the heavyweight championship of the world.
Yeah, and like we said, Lyle was coming off the Ali loss, so he's coming off a championship loss to Ali, and what's it?
And George Foreman said something about Ron Lyle in this fight. Let me see if I can find it here. George, excuse me, not George Foreman, Ernie Shavers.
Oh, I think I saw, yeah.
Nobody ever hit me that hard. No question about it. I'll remember that punch on my deathbed. Ron Lyle was a great puncher, tremendous puncher. Great guy, good-hearted guy. We became very good friends. And it's funny, but there's a little bit more to that. But these banners only hold 200 words. And it's funny how it ended there. And I said, that's like perfect.
Yeah. What an era, man. I wish I was a kid, so I don't remember too much. So this fight, by the way, this was the best copy I could find. It does have it's got crowd noise, but there's no call for the fight. There's apparently for this fight, there's no call for it. So
there's no need for it. I mean, this is what they call a phone booth war. If anyone's out there, Matt Jack talked about that earlier. But
Superman, they don't know where Superman changed his fucking cape no more. No one knows a phone booth. They fucking pull it out of their pocket. That's their phone booth. But back in the day, you used to have to take out some fucking coin, throw it into the fucking, phone, and make your phone call. And it was in a phone booth. There was a phone booth, a phone book. It was a fucking little place to get out of the fucking rain if you had to. But this was a phone booth
affair. There was no room for backpedaling in there.
No room for backpedaling. It was fucking mano a mano. Let's see who's got the biggest stick.
Well, here we go, Bruce.
Do any tap dancing in there.
Bruce, you want to ring the bell?
Yeah, let me shout out to 150 who came in here. 150, good brother of mine. And 150 told me I talked to him on the phone. We text back and forth. He said, "Man, you gotta change. You're Bruce Gass. You gotta change your name."
Bruce Gass.
It took 1 second, and I said, 150, you're right, my brother. And so that's who I am from now on. My name is Bruce.
I love it.
I'm Bruce Gass.
Like it. Gas pack.
My brother teaches in here, man. Shout out to you. Of course, my man John McSmith, man.
Look at this. There they go, right there. Look at him.
I just want to shout out. I don't want to miss anybody who came because that's so important to me. Sliding count to my brother, man. Thank you for coming in, man. Thank you so much. And man, I love it. I love the. Oh, look at this! Look at this.
By the way, that's Ernie Schaefer's in the blue with hair, and that's Ron Lyle in the red trunks. But Ernie Schaefer's has hair.
That's true. Ernie Shavers has hair. I'm sorry.
True.
Just more people to shout out.
You think bald head? Hagler had hair.
Oh, look at this. Mr. Doc, thanks for coming in, my brother.
Ah!
Underground Asylum.
Already, Schaefer's caught him with a right.
Yeah, Ernie Shavers in the blue trunks, Ron Lyle in the red trunks.
Shavers would set that right up like a fucking Nolan Ryan fastball.
Yeah, Ernie Shavers.
Perfect fucking position. Hips oh, there it is again. That fucking right, like that. I'll tell you, that took the most out of Ali. That fucking Ali took that shit from Shavers, the heaviest hitter in fucking boxing. Ali took that shit, and that took the most out of Ali than any fight I think that Ali fought was Ernie Shavers. A bald-headed Ernie.
The famous line was, he jogged my kinfolks in Africa with those punches.
Sorry for getting excited, fellas, but shout out to Ernie Shavers.
Oh, bro,
that's why we do this.
I love it,
Tuesday
Mad
night.
Chad, because this is Tuesday night at the fights, man. And if you can't get excited here, bro, you can't get excited anywhere.
By the way, Ron Lyle, he's already walked through like 4 or 5 heavy Ernie Schaefer's right hands, which is crazy.
Crazy. He's got Ernie on the fucking ropes right here. Fucking Lyle was a killer. You just
Look at Lyle coming back.
This.
Oh,
look at Ron Lyle
kidding me?
coming back.
come on, Bruce.
You don't need a referee in this fight. He's not required. He'll say
Same gloves too.
Oh, amazing. Wearing those everlasting 8-ounce gloves.
Well, how nice is that?
Wow, and look at Ron Lyle.
The left. What a left for Shavers. They're in there. The ref is like, what's going on? Little clinching. Who's clinching there? Who is grabbing?
I didn't see anybody clinching whatsoever. All I see. Oh, man. I mean, this is
big
warfare, bro. The definition of it.
Man, Ron Lyle was a tough dude.
Tough dude. I mean, and that was the first round.
That was the first round, Bruce. Come on, fellas. Paid per view.
Here we go. Round number 2. Time for me to do another hit on that Toka 2.
Shout out to Curtis Anderson shining down watching this fight right now. God bless Curtis Anderson.
For sure, bro.
Indeed.
And you know, I was on the KQs the other night, KQKC yesterday, and he said, I heard what you're gonna do for Curtis Anderson. Just count me in. So, bro, we got at least 5 at the table so far.
Nice.
And look at that. Look
at that manhandling. Like Lyle's a bigger man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Lyle, what was he? 6'3", about 230. Big
motherfucker.
Big and crazy. Ron Lyle was
tough as fuck.
The things Ron Lyle did, I mean, he pulled his ex-wife over in a car, took a couple of shots at her. I mean, the man was nuts.
Ernie
Give me a fucking foxhole. Give me a foxhole. Give me Ron Lyle and go fuck yourself.
Ernie Shavers was 206 pounds for this fight, and Ron Lyle was 216.
Wow. Lyle looks bigger.
Yeah, he does, man. I thought he was bigger than that. How tall is Ron Lyle?
Ron Lyle's like 6'2", 6'3", closer to 6'3", I think.
You know, it's a funny thing because fighters at that era, they were smaller than fighters today. So even the guys 6'3" and 215, they look huge. By today's standards, they're bridger weights, you know. Which I really kind of have to force that word out of my mouth.
Yeah,
I think you're taking a break. I think you're taking a little breather right now, and this is a breather when they throw jabs at each other.
Oh, this is the fail-out round. This is round 1, right?
No, this is round 2.
They definitely reversed it. No, he's saying this is the fail-out round.
It's like, okay, let's reset. Let's reset the fucking scoreboard here because that first round was fucking nuts.
Look at it. They're just literally like
playing chess.
Because they both felt the power from each guy. So
they both felt it.
They both packed dynamite in both fists. What do you think was a harder?
Bruce,
What do you think?
Bruce, you mute me anytime because I'm feeling a little over rambunctious, and I love it. Oh, that was a left. That was a left.
Look, he is out. Look at him.
Oh, he's fucking. Oh,
he's out on his feet.
Oh,
that fight would be stopped today.
That wasn't even a Schaefer's right hand.
That was a left fucking.
Was
that a check hook? Was that a check left?
That's how he survived.
Did he fucking check? Did he feint it? Bruce, can we rewind it real quick? Was that a check feint left fucking hook?
All right, here we go.
Oh, he threw it there. He tried to get him there.
Coming. Don't blink.
Set
Don't
it
blink.
up. Body. Oh! Oh!
What is G5, my brother, man? You came in the middle of a fight and we're going nuts, my man. But you're here and I'm so glad of it, my man. Salute.
Shout out to G5. Subscribe to G5 Gabe. G5 Gabe. Shout out to G5.
Salute, my brothers. Brucey. What's going on? Mad Chad and old Georgie, my boys. What's going on?
Man?
We're watching some heavy hitters over here.
Man, I was watching. I was in the car driving. I said, I just made it drop my kids off. I said, let me go ahead and click the link. I'm good.
So he got dropped at the end of the round. Obviously, that's the only way he survived. How did he make it out of round 3? Because he was out. And he didn't even get hit with the right hand.
Shavers is trying to unload right now.
And he just got nailed with the right.
Oh.
Schaefer's
now, answer my question, George. What does Shavers hit harder with, the left hand or the right hand?
Well, I always thought it was the right, but Ron Lyle might say the left.
Right, George.
And look at the Rock'em Sock'em robots right here. Both of them. Just no defense, just wailing in the inside.
Phone booth.
Each other's shoulders, just throwing body shots, uppercuts.
This is all Shavers. Shavers loves it. Shavers is loving
this. To get tired. Schaefer's are starting to get tired.
Yep.
That was Schaefer's downfall, man. He gassed himself out. But you know how many people will say, "Oh no, he never gassed himself out with me."
Oh!
Salute, Archive, bro. Thanks for coming in here, man.
Man, how is he still on his feet?
And you know what's amazing? You don't see any cuts. The heads have to be banging into each other.
And this is Shavers loves this. This is Shavers. He's fucking feeling right at home. Like he's feeling he's tucked in.
The ref is not breaking them because they're not clinching. They're just leaning on each other. The ref is just letting these guys fight.
Thank you, George. Great fucking reffing.
Oh.
Lyle coming back. Oh! Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd, fellas.
And this is Ron Lyle's hometown right here. They're in Denver, Colorado.
Mile High.
Definitely Mile High, which I'm going to achieve.
Ernie loves it, though. Ernie's feeling it home. Go, Shavers!
Yeah, Ernie seems to be the stronger fighter here. Ron Lyle is in survival mode.
Lyle's coming back, Bruce.
Yes, he is. Man. But look at Shavers.
Oh, he's right.
Schaefer just landed a dynamite right hand.
Great ref. Great fucking bald-headed ref there. Little fucking patch in his bald head. Right. Great ref.
Round 4.
Wow.
So Lyle was down at the end of round 2, came back, survived round 3. Now we're in round 4.
Now he's got. Look at this, George.
That was the action of Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns 3 round.
It was,
fight.
and these except from heavyweights.
Oh, from sledgehammers, from guys that are throwing punches that would knock walls down.
Hey Bruce, were you recording this fight? Is that you on the camera?
Yes, sir. That's me.
That's you. Is that you holding the camera?
I told you, George. I tell you, there's many amazing things. You'll see me in the background. Oh, look at that! Ernie Shavers. How did Ron Lyle survive this fight? Oh, dude. That's heavy bag work, man. Look at that. And Ron Lyle's not throwing punches back either.
Boy, I'll tell you, Ron Lyle's blocking some of those shots, but that's still Ernie Shavers hitting you, and you're blocking a shot from Ernie Shavers.
That's what
it doesn't matter what hand he hit you with. Shavers will shave your damn beard with a punch.
Oh,
I'm going in a foxhole with fucking Ron Lyle every day. If someone holds a gun to my head, who do you want to hop in a foxhole with? I'm saying Ron Lyle and Jesus Christ.
now both guys are exhausted, and I can't blame them.
How can they not be? How can Ron Lyle be on his feet, and how can Ernie Shavers be gassed?
How?
Hey, that's when you got more heart than your body can really handle.
Yep.
And remember,
you can't buy that.
They're in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado. The altitude is not like it is at sea level. They're way up there. They're huffing and puffing, baby. Or they should be.
Yeah, it's harder to breathe.
Get that mile high.
It's harder to breathe if you're not used to it. Take an adjustment.
And now look at
Lyle coming back. Look at Lyle coming back.
It's got Shavers against the ropes. The referee didn't even want to break him, but he does, and they're right back at each other. No dancing here. These guys don't know what dancing is.
He gave him a fucking 3-piece with it. He gave him 3 uppercuts and a fucking left hook to boot.
Yeah, Mr. Doc is right. Between this round and last, Shavers is starting to punch himself out. Oh, yeah.
Shut up, Chad. They're swinging by Tuesday night fights. This is great shit, Bruce.
I dug 70. I was in college up in Boston. I was digging it, man. 75 was definitely the crazy 70s. No, drugs weren't a problem back then. They were relatively light drugs. No AIDS. Just a great time to be alive, man. Great time to be growing up. I was 21. Whew.
Get off your fucking rainbow and unicorns. It was fucked up in 75 like it is today.
No. Way different, Mad Chad. Way different. You could even hitchhike in 75. I hitchhiked from Boston to Providence many times.
These are the good old days, Bruce. Get off your fucking high horse. There's no 75 sucked.
Yeah. You show me a fight like this that's happening today, and I'll tell you, okay, these are the good old days.
We got Virgil Ortiz versus Mckinson coming up.
That's why we have Tuesday night fights.
Well, Virgil pulled out, so
he did.
That's not even going to happen now. Yes.
Supposedly he got sick. So.
Well, you know what? Really, I hate to say it, but who cares? It was just going to be his 19th knockout.
Yeah, Mckinson had 2 knockouts, so he was looking for number 3. He said he was going to get it. So
he's got fucking 50 fights. He's got 2 knockouts. Oh my God! Look at Ernie giving him another right.
Yeah, look at these guys.
How is
either one of these cats
inside
still standing?
Lyle nailed him with like 2 or 3 uppercuts. And look at Schaefer's little bounce in his legs.
Yep, he's trying to get some feeling back.
He's saying I'm shaving my head after this fight.
Oh,
Ronnie! Let's go, Ronnie! He gave him a good guy. Keep digging the body, big fella. Ronnie kept headhunting.
Man, these guys are exhausted.
And they neglected the body, George. So many fighters neglect digging the body here. Just rabbit punch that.
Right now he didn't, but Lyle earlier in the fight, he landed a lot of body shots on Schaefer's.
But they neglect it. That's what I was saying. Even today, fighters neglect working the body. This is a.
Oh yeah, a lot of fighters do. All they want to do is headhunt,
headhunt. And these guys have concrete fucking heads. They got caught. You need a Louisville Slugger to hit these motherfuckers in the head.
Yeah, you need a damn bazooka. Shit.
A fucking nuclear bomb to knock these motherfuckers out, because Ernie had one. He already hit him with fucking 3 Hiroshimas. Look at that left hook. He almost fucking fell over throwing it. Ah! Oh my God, Bruce!
Ernie's like, what the fuck? What corner am I going? Where am I going?
Ernie was going back to the wrong corner.
Ernie said, where the fuck's
Look at
Bert?
these ring card girls.
They get hot. Those are called hot pants, George. I think you forgot that era. I don't think you.
Bruce, what a fight to pull out, brother. Bruce pulls this shit out his Providence fucking ass. I mean, Bruce, what a toe-to-toe fight.
You know, I had a few that I wanted to show, and you know, I wanted to. Oh, look at this! Look at this.
He's out. Stop the fight.
Oh,
Stop the fight. Stop
Ref,
the fight.
where are you? Where was Steve Gray?
Wow.
Like that. When you go.
Oh, God, Ernie.
Shit, the ref was admiring as a fan, like, damn, he got hit hard.
Yeah.
Hit him again.
Wow.
Oh, let me step in. I got a job to do. Yeah, you do.
Thomas Jones, man. Shout out, brother. Shout out, man. Great.
We have to see that one
my
more time.
God, Bruce.
They should have stopped this fight. Man. I mean, Ernie Schaefer's was out for 2 minutes on his feet before the ref. Right now he's out. He's out.
Oh!
He's out. He's out. He's out.
He's done.
He's out.
Ref, come on.
And
like,
guess what? And the
like,
ref
bro,
the funny thing is, back then, now they would have just waved the fight off. The ref counted to 10.
You're right.
Like he's
gonna
take him a stand to 8 count.
Good eye, George. Good eye, George.
Sitting on the ropes.
Definitely. Good eye.
Fucking dude was fucking Conland. He was Mick Conland.
Wow.
If he was near the ropes, you know that he would.
If he would have gone the other way, he would have Mick Conland it.
Can you imagine a big guy like Ernie Shavers coming at you too?
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I mean, this is Tommy Morrison and Ray Mercer all over again. But this looks more deadly though. This really does. Now that I look at this,
woo.
Woo.
And the fact he was still on his feet out, that shows how strong he was.
I mean, he was out on his feet for 6 minutes. It took him 6 minutes to fall. Did you see the way he fell? And
that was like the old John Tate, Mike Weaver fall. I mean, those are the kind of falls you don't get up from. That was like Roberto Duran when Thomas Hearns knocked him out. But you know, when you go down on your butt, that's one thing. But when you go down on your fucking face,
Beck the Bully. When Beck the Bully, Rosado hit Beck the Bully. That's a fun fucking. You'd probably get copyrighted for that one. But that was a fun fucking knockout when he knocked. The Beck the Bully came in with the retard haircut, like the Dumb and Dumber haircut, and he got fucking spanked. That was the knockout of the year, I think, last year. Beck the Bully got exposed. The bully got exposed. You see it in the NBA. You don't claim to be a bully unless you are a fucking bully, because that's a hard title to hold.
He felt like a big ass oak tree falling down.
Like a
there's something about
slow, and then it speed up. Boom. I'm like, wow.
No, when they go down like that,
The Alan Green knockout. That was a fucking knockout of the century in my eyes with the chin checker. That Alan Green from Oklahoma fucking destroyed that fucking dude. Oh my God, he fucked him up hard. That was the most beautiful, because me and Alan were buddies there for a minute. And that was the knockout of the year, I think, that year. I mean, I can't remember the kid's name, but he fucked that kid up hard. I love brutal knockouts like that, Bruce. I love violence, honest to God. I love homeless people to fight. I love when women fight. I honestly, if I see a couple youth kids fighting, let them fight.
I've said the exact same thing, brother. Mark and Rival, salute my man, salute. I know if I walk out of the house and I see a couple of neighbors going at it, man, that's like
dogs. I like dogs fighting. I got a little Mike Vick in me. Who doesn't got a little Mike Vick in you? I like to see who's got the toughest pit bull. I'll throw my fucking Bruce. I bet you $100 that Bruce will fucking beat up Bruno.
He will. Bruno's not a fighter, man. Bruce
is a vicious dog. He's a fucking terrier.
Bruno would be considered
From Oklahoma. Bruce is from Oklahoma.
Well, Bruno's not a fighter, bro. If fighters had him, they'd put some duct tape on his mouth and throw him in there, let him get torn apart. He just turns away, he shies away. He looks badass, but he don't want to fight. He caught
Fucking
squirrels.
cupcake. He's a cupcake. He's modern day shaman
Yes,
soft
he is.
fucking society.
Because I raised him
Even
that
the
way.
animals are turning fucking soft.
Exactly. I'm gonna beta male here, bro. No doubt about it.
Hey, you know
Beta
who's
male.
not soft? You know who's not soft is the guy we're gonna see in the next fight.
Oh, yeah.
1984,
Oh,
Bobby
oh.
Chacon and Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Now, Chacon came off 1982. He had the fight.
Where's
of the year
Skywalker? Where's Skywalker?
against Bazooka Lamone. 1983, he had the fight of the year against Cornelius Boza Edwards. 1984, he goes up to lightweight against a much bigger, younger Ray Mancini. So I think that
Well,
this was on HBO.
It was the end of a great career.
It was like a
Bobby
going away.
Chacon-
Well, I won't say a going away present because, man, you're going to be
Well,
against
Bobby
Ray
Chacon,
Mancini.
man, the story about him, and you're talking about the fight of the year in '82. I watched that fight on television. There was a snowstorm outside.
Oh.
I had to stay home and babysit. My wife was working at the time. I was bummed because I had to stay. Saturday afternoon. I was going to watch the fight anyway, but it just turned such a great encompassing event. It was like, wow, ref is going to stop the fight, and I think it might have been Freddie Pacheco at ringside. One of the announcers was just saying, "Don't."
Pacheco.
And it was at I think it was at the Olympic Auditorium, real small, intimate. And oh man, it was crazy. Bobby Chacon, people loved Bobby Chacon.
Where's Skywalker?
I know. I guess Skywalker's got some shit going on. We mentioned this before, and I told him to get in touch with me. And believe me, there's a lot. We could do a whole show about Bobby Chacon. Bobby Chacon. I mean, he was a phone booth fighter, and I was talking about the fight with Bazooka Lamone. And Lamone had beaten Chacon previously. I think they fought 4 times, maybe even 5 times. They were like an Ali, Frazier, and Norton all combined into one, where they fought each other so often. But that fight in 1982, late in '82, what a fight that was, man! That was something. It went the 15th. I think it was stopped in the 15th round. Or Chacon might have won a decision, but regardless thereof, that was a fight that I do remember it. Chacon had his hand raised at the end of the fight.
He won a decision, unanimous decision.
Unanimous decision. And the fight was on the verge of being stopped several times. They were both.
Yeah, Chacon was dropped in the 3rd round and the 10th round, and he dropped Lamone in the 15th. Just, man. But Chacon, very sad the way he ended up. He's one of those just tragic stories of boxing that ended up, penniless and just all sorts of medical problems. And
Wilfred Benitez.
Fighter. Yeah, there's so many of them. And Chacon was another one.
Well, Chacon, he peaked early. He peaked young.
15 rounds, like George just said. It was a 15 rounds. These guys fought 15 rounds fight. It's a whole different ball game. It's like running a half mile and a mile.
But the thing about Bobby Chacon, though, he abused his body. He drank. He did coke.
Imagine doing all that and getting punched in your head as much as he did. It's a bad combination.
And the personal, not only the abusing the drugs, but his life with his wife and his children, and his many wives. But Valerie, who shot herself in the head just before the Bazooka Lamone fight, and he went on with the fight. I mean, it was so people who didn't know what happened. You had to be a fan of boxing.
Hey, look who's calling me. Can you see?
No, who is it, bro?
You can't see it. It's Randy Gordon. I'm gonna call him back.
Oh man. Go ahead, take it. Go ahead, Judge.
No. Well, you know what we're gonna do, Bruce? We're gonna before we show this fight, this fight was on HBO. This was Bobby Chacon's, I think, first and only fight on HBO. HBO was young back then, but they did a feature on Chacon, and we're gonna play that before the fight, and it really gives you, for the people that don't know the Bobby Chacon story, HBO used to do a great job with these features. And so, Bruce, we don't have, you tell me when you want me to play it, but it's queued up to the Chacon feature, so people can get a sense of who he was as a fighter and a person.
Love it, George.
And his opponent that we're going to see too. That's Ray Boom Boom Mancini. That was America's sweetheart back in the early 80s. You know, everybody. Yeah, they built Ray Boom Boom Mancini up. They built. He
killed fucking Dooku Kim.
Well,
yeah,
no.
This was after the Kim fight.
Before that, they built up the angle of his father not getting a world title shot because he went and served in World War II.
It was a hype job. They were hyping him up. He was hyped, and he lived up to the
potential. Tough kid. Tough.
And George, like you said, George, Bruce, you know, what we get to see here, we get to know about the B side of the street. You know, Bobby. The underdog, the fucking, you know, the outcast, the fucking fighter that will go in the alleyway and stab you in your fucking skull with a Louisville Slugger. Like, you know, this was a B side of the street, and like George is gonna pull up some great fucking footage here. This is world class shit, Bruce. We got going on here, G5 Gabe. We're hanging out with world class footage, and I am so honored. My phone's ready to die. Bruce, I'm gonna try to hop on my other device, but I want to shout out to the chat, shout out to the panel, and George, shout out to Bobby Chacon right now because you're pulling up some deep shit that people don't know about. Everybody knows about Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Everybody knows about him. He's America's darling. But let's know about the outcasts. Let's know about, you know, the black sheep of the family. And this was a fucking ultimate warrior that George is gonna let everybody know about. And Bruce, I'm honored every time when you invite me to your show. I am so honored and thankful for every day, every breath that I get, and every glass of water I drink. I am just thankful for all these fighters and gladiators because I could only dream to be of these fighters, of what they've gone through. And I'm honored. I'm honored, Bruce. I'll see you soon. I'm going to try to hop on, and I'll see you soon. I'll be taking off. God bless.
God bless you, bro.
All right, Matt, Chad.
All right, Chad.
Yeah, man. You know, Bobby Chacon, the B side, and this is towards the end of his career. I mean, his younger career, he was the. Did he start with the super bantamweight title, or did he start with the featherweight title?
Well, I know this was his first fight at lightweight, so
he didn't belong. He didn't belong at lightweight.
No,
even though he beat Cornelius Boza Edwards, who campaigned fairly successfully at lightweight. But Bobby Chacon was at the end of his career, and Mancini, he was coming into himself. And you know, they call this fight, they called it "Tough Guys Don't Dance."
Yeah. Well,
you know, I remember
knew there was going to be no dancing in this fight.
Plus, bro, Warren Zevon wrote a song. Boom Boom Mancini's fighting Bobby Chacon. You know, hurry home early, hurry on home. Boom Boom Mancini's fighting Bobby Chacon.
This was tough. If you're a Chacon fan, it kind of encapsulated who Chacon was because he just tried as hard as he could, but he was just, you know, he was too small. It was at the end of his career. Never in this fight did he not try to win the fight, and that's what Bobby Chacon was. But at this point in his career, he was just overmatched, and you know, Mancini.
Well, I knew that. I knew that when this fight was announced.
Yeah, I think everyone did.
But you know, you had to see it. You had to hurry on home, see Boom Boom Mancini fighting Bobby Chacon.
Because you never know with Chacon. You never. I mean, he pulled out miracles his previous two fights, which were fights of the year. So people were used to him pulling out these miracles. And I mean, if he would have beat Boom Boom Mancini, but he didn't. But he's remembered, and what we're gonna show is the feature that HBO did before that fight. And you want me to play this?
Yeah, let me shout out Kenneth Johnson, who stopped in here, man. Thank you for coming in, my brother. Teach, I shouted you out, bro. I'd show that fight normally, but Tuesday night fights, we kind of got the fights planned in over here. And We'll definitely show that Hagler Minter fight, though. That's a great fight. We're gonna show a little bit about Bob, a little special HBO special George found with Bobby Chacon, man. If anybody hasn't heard about the history of Bobby Chacon that we haven't stated tonight, man, George, let it roll, my brother. Let it roll.
All right.
Any volume on this, George?
I got it up. Are you not hearing it?
Yeah, I don't hear it at all. Mike is not muted.
See if anyone in the chat.
Can anybody in the chat hear this? No audio.
Man, I wonder why we can't get. I can hear it. So who can? I wonder
Let me take it off
why.
and put it back again and see what happens. Take it off. I'm gonna put it back on again. I'll just change this setting a little bit to see if it. Not that one. Not that one. I certainly didn't want that to happen.
Still nothing.
Still nothing.
Hmm.
G5, you're muted. Yeah, your mic should be playing. Should be going loud and clear.
Well, then I guess we won't be able to play the feature, which is too bad. There must be something on my end, because I thought I was sharing audio and video on my screen. Here, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Share. See, it just says share screen. Look for the some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox on the next window. Follow these steps to share a video. All right, hang on. Let's see.
You're not even here right now. You're that third screen's not even in the background. Salute, Paulo.
All right, give me a minute here.
Not a problem, my brother. Technical difficulties.
Yeah,
we rock and roll with them over here, bro. That's why I'm sitting here with some fine bud with my medical marijuana program. Grateful as can be. I got a nice little bit of the Bubba's gift over here. I will share that with my audience. Didn't want that to happen. We wanted that to happen. I'm going to show you this Bubba's gift. Let that camera focus in on that. The autofocus should be kicking in. Come on, autofocus. We want to see the red hairs in there. I think we got it. Well, anyway, man, this is a nice bud of something called Bubba's Gift. It's a cross-pollination between Bubba's Choice, or OG Bubba Kush, rather, and something called God's Gift. Very nice indica. Waiting for this to come back in. Judge, you're going to have to...
You know about God's Gift. I've had that.
It's very, very nice, G5, brother. Here we go. Let's see if
Let's see if this does it. Anything?
Nope.
All right, I'm going to give it one more shot, and if not, we'll just go to the fight. But let me
Not a problem, brother. Not a problem. And like I was stating in the meantime, my brother G5, my smoking brother over there, man. This Bubba's Gift is nice stuff, man. Very, very nice. Nice and fresh. And it's I haven't looked up the THC content or anything like that yet. So I just got it this morning, and I should have done that. I go do a broadcast about the weed. I should know everything about it, and just know it's good. It's fresh. And you
And it smokes good. That's all that matters. Yeah, you know me. I'll be getting my utensils out now. First one of the day.
awesome, man. Nothing like the first one of the day. There's something special about it. You know,
Man.
it just kind of you know, people who drink and wake up with a hangover and then need a drink. That's not the same thing. The weed is way different than that. The weed,
right.
you wake up straight in the morning. You know, don't have any hangover, anything lingering, and you get that first buzz going on, and first of the day, it's special. It's really,
All right,
really.
Bruce. I'm gonna
All right,
see if this works. You tell me if you guys hear anything.
Here we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
All right, let me just back it up.
And that is
Good job, Georgie.
terrible.
boy, my brother. Shout out to my man Tony Boswell. Thank you for me, brother. I know you're just getting off work, my brother. I almost guarantee.
His smile is sometimes forced to
Oh, yeah.
dry
Salute
tears.
to the chat. Salute everybody.
I'm looking guy out on
It seems
YouTube, man.
that the champion
Shout
is
out to my
too
brother,
strong and
Tony
too young
Boswell.
for
Remy,
him.
salute my man.
His victory is in being here, Bobby Chacon. And here he is.
The story begins in a town called Pacoima in the San Fernando Valley near Los Angeles. It is in this modest home that Bobby Chacon grew up with his 6 younger brothers and sisters. The children were raised by his mother Gloria and stepfather John Venegas. When you grow up in a depressed area like this one, your most important possession can be the blackjack in your back pocket. The young grow to accept a set of values developed on street corners. Some children avoid the pitfalls of the ghetto. Still others, like Bobby Chacon, get trapped and stray from the accepted path.
Being the oldest in the family, I was a little restless. I found my friends on the streets. That's where I got into trouble after I couldn't play baseball no more. You know, I was too small, so I got restless and joined the gangs. I had to prove myself a lot as far as the fights go. I remember guys would pull up on the street and come to the liquor store, and we'd be at the liquor store and we'd start fighting, and that happened a lot. When I got in a gang, I wasn't one of the biggest members, so I had to prove that just the way I was, you know, I had that thing where I had to be one of the best.
While he wasn't street fighting, Bobby Chacon attended San Fernando High. And in 1968, a quiet girl of Chinese and Irish extraction named Valerie Jin convinced him to take his fights from the streets to the gym.
We were watching fights on TV once. He says, "You can do that, Bobby." I said, "What, you crazy?" I figured those were big men on there. I didn't realize that they were just young kids like myself. And I promised her I'd give it a try.
Bobby and Valerie were married in 1971, and after turning pro the following year, Bobby ran up 19 straight wins before a June of '73 matchup with Ruben Oliveras. Chacon was knocked out in the 9th round, but 15 months later, he rebounded to win the WBC featherweight title. With his earnings, he purchased an attractive house with Valerie, but it was at this time that Bobby's life began to erode. After losing the title in '75, Chacon fought club fights for little money. By 1980, Valerie had convinced Bobby to buy a ranch and mobile home in Oroville, a rural farming community 50 miles north of Sacramento. She hoped that the peace and serenity would drive him away from boxing.
Not until we moved up here in 1980 did I say, well, what's going on? What have I been doing? And I realized that I had better do something now because Valerie was, wasn't going to take much more of this stuff. And so I made my move once I got up here. I asked her, give me one more chance. And I said at the end of 80, if I haven't done anything, or 81, that I will retire. And that's when I lost to Boza the first time. So I wanted to continue because I felt I had learned something from Bose Edwards. And she had nothing to do with that. She says, no, that's it. You promised me. I told her I couldn't keep that promise. And things happened from that.
In March of 1982, Valerie was found at the Sacramento airport after a month-long disappearance. She was wandering around the terminal, muttering about guns. 5 days later, on March 15th, while Bobby was in Sacramento training for yet another club fight, Valerie kissed her children's pictures, locked the bedroom door, and pulled the trigger on a loaded rifle. Bobby Chacon rushed back to Oroville, his life in chaos and confusion. Remarkably, the next night, Bobby was back in Sacramento for a fight with Salvador Ugalde, who he knocked out in 3. Emotionally drained, he looked to his children for support.
And they just give me courage. We all lost something there. We'll all miss her for a long, long time. Amen. Maybe we'll catch up with her someday. I sure hope so. Well, we're letting Mama go. You know, I know they'll always remember her, and I will too. But I've got a new life, and everything's going real good right now. And this is what I wanted and tried to explain to her. But she's seen too much foolishness before all of it happened, and she felt that it was going to remain that way, and that's why she did that.
But this is 1984. Bobby has a new home in Oroville, and he credits new wife Melissa with turning his life around. He has rededicated himself to boxing and gone to the meaningless club fights and smoke-filled arenas. Back on December 11th of 1982, he won the WBC featherweight title from Bazooka Limon. And even though he's been stripped of that title in yet another turn of fortune, Bobby Chacon lives for tomorrow.
I guess it's just the instincts of athletes against one another, you know, that comes into the picture. But I'm just a friendly guy, and I ain't got nothing against not a single person, except myself, maybe.
Bobby Chacon, very nice.
Wow. Man, I'll tell you, HBO used to do a great job with those pre-fight stories that they did. Bruce, so I'm going to go to the introductions. Jimmy Lennon Sr. did the intros for this fight.
Fight introduction.
I'll turn it down, I guess, after the intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, we
Look at that, Jimmy Lennon.
To the Lawler Activity Center in beautiful Reno, Nevada, where tonight Bob Andreoli Productions, in conjunction with the Reno Sparks Convention and Visitors Authority, present the long-awaited showdown in the lightweight division, rightfully called the Reno Rumble. It'll be held under the auspices of Nevada State Athletic Commission, Art Lurie, Chairman, and the WBA Chief Supervisor at ringside, Nick Karasiotis. The feature event this evening is 15 rounds of boxing for the World Boxing Association Lightweight Championship of the World. The officials, as appointed by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the judges at ringside who will score and decide the result of the bout. We have Dwayne Ford, James Rondo, and Gordon Volkman. Timekeepers at the bell. Keeping count of the knockdowns, Peter Huff and John Russell, California. 133 3/4 pounds.
32 years old.
42 great knockouts in his 52 fine wins. A two-time world boxing champion, today known as the People's Champion, Smiling Bobby Chacon. Ladies and gentlemen, this opponent really needs no intro.
You're on mute, Bruce.
Over. He wears bright red trunks, weighing in tonight at a trim and ready 134
22 years old.
He is the pride of Youngstown, Ohio.
It was a Chacon crowd.
In his 28th great the defending WBA lightweight boxing champion, a real all-American boy, Ray Boom Boom Mancini.
Tough kid, man, but I used to like it when he got his ass kicked. When the master Alexis Aguayo, and I'm as excited. I'm getting as excited for this fight, I think, as I've been for any fights over here. Before I turn it over to my brother Mark, I want to say hi. Thanks for coming. Let me shout out to my boy Tupac who stopped in here, man. Kui came in, man. Thanks for coming in. Anybody else come in that I haven't shouted out yet, man? Because I appreciate you people so much for coming in here, the family. Here we go, Mark Unrivaled, my brother. Thanks for stopping in, man. I'm glad you hit that link, man. Peace. What's up?
Thank you for letting me join, man. I'm not gonna have a Bobby Chacon fight on and not be a part of it. I'm a huge Bobby Chacon fan.
Hey, tell me, Mark, why don't you think Bobby Chacon's wife Valerie killed herself?
Why don't I?
Yeah, that's something. Maybe we can wait till after this fight. But yeah, I want, as soon as I saw that, so I don't forget. Keep that in your very, very sharp mind. And let's talk about this fight here, man. What do we see on? We see Ray Boom Boom Mancini doing most of the heavy scoring in the beginning.
You could just see Chacon. This is his first fight at lightweight. It's early, but he doesn't have any power at this weight. Not against Mancini. Not against a guy 10 years younger.
It's also the end of Chacon. He'd taken so much damage throughout his career and been in so many wars. And he was in back-to-back wars just before, right? With Lamont and
back-to-back fights of the year. Yep.
Yeah. So there's no real shame in it. He gives us as good as he can for as long as the fight goes. But
yeah, that was Bobby Chacon. You're right. He gave everything he could in this fight, like he always did. But Ray Mancini, it's pretty incredible. Mancini was 22 years old.
Wasn't Mancini at the end of his career?
Here, no. Mancini was only 22.
Oh, this was early. This is early, Bruce, because this is only 83. 83, right, George?
No. This is after.
This is 84. This is 84.
84. Yeah, 84.
Wow, man. See, I thought this fight. I was thinking it was like in the 87, 88 time.
No.
This is 84. Wow, man. I must have been really high because I was a happily married man in that year, and I don't even remember. I remember seeing this fight, but I thought it was at a different time because I can remember.
No, this is Baby Boom Boom right here, Bruce.
Tough guys don't dance. Oh wait, you know something? I just I had a mind fart because I misplaced this fight with Boom Boom Mancini and Greg Haugen.
Oh,
that was Tough Guys Don't Dance. That's another phone booth warfare. So you're gonna have to forgive me for making that mistake. But that's another. Boy. Well, we could show that.
Chacon is just doing what he does. He goes toe to toe, man. He out hearts you and out guts you But he was up against a tough guy and Mancini. Funny thing is, Mancini, his next fight, he lost his title to Livingstone Bramble.
Yep. And I can remember that night. And that was Gene Hatcher beat
Johnny Bumpus.
Bum City Bumpus.
Yep.
Amazing knockout. An amazing one-punch knockout.
Man, that was a tough. Chacon took a lot of shots that round.
Yes, he did, man. And neither one took a back step. Neither one of these guys. Both of these guys. Like we're saying, toe to toe. These were fighters. Bobby Chacon, 1984. He was 32 by today's standards. He'd be coming into his prime. He was already a beaten warrior. He'd been through so much emotionally, physically, everything, man. And once again, the gloves. I think they have the same gloves on too, don't they? Isn't that amazing?
It looks like it. Thomas Jones said Bramble was tough. Bramble was a bad boy back then.
Good boxer. Very good boxer.
Oh, that was a huge upset when he beat Mancini. Was a huge upset.
Oh, it was a huge upset when Edwin Rosario beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the way he was getting his head off the line against Mancini and just catching him with that overhand. Yeah. Oh, he was landing that at will, man. It was stunning to watch.
It was.
Mancini was got this jab out too, and it was short. You look at Chacon. You can tell it's the back half because it's like he not used to that weight because he had his jab is like he reaching, he was lunging in.
Yep.
And every time he'll do that, Mancini will hit him with a body shot, then come back up top.
Oh.
I'll say this though, like I don't think that's a giveaway for Chacon in terms of struggling with weight, lunging in with his shots. And the reason I say that is he did it his whole damn career. He always lunged.
Yeah, this is all he did. I mean, and he's taking some punishment here against Mancini. And he's still throwing, and man, just
this is
heart.
the phone booth right here. I mean, we could take about 1 million stills of this fight.
Richard Steele, the referee.
Yep, and Richard Steele. This is the guy who was the controversial stoppage of Chavez and Melvin Taylor.
That anniversary is coming up.
Oh, George, are you trying to tell me something, brother?
Well, I'm just saying it's Thursday, so. Man!
Oh, look!
Mancini was relentless when in his heyday. He was just, I mean, he was a punching machine. He was always in shape. And look at Chacon just landed a good left hook.
Can I just say this real quick, as just in regards to Valerie, Chacon's wife? She actually died. I'm in Europe, so it's the 16th of March right now. That's the day she was found dead.
Oh wow!
So
wow!
On this day there,
I had no idea.
On this day right there, yeah. Like I say, I'm a big Chacon fan.
I mean, how can you not be a Chacon fan? The guy just gave everything he had in every fight, even on a night where he was older, he was slower, he was smaller, and he was still in there trying to win.
I mean, look at these guys going at it. They're exchanging some lightweights, 135 pounders doing this today. Unheard of. We don't see it. This is just and man. Bobby Chacon, such a great career. He was the sentimental favorite in here. Even though Ray Boom Boom Mancini, the All-American. I mean, anybody who knew boxing their heart was with Bobby Chacon in this fight.
Yeah, can he pull off one more miracle?
Exactly.
He made a career of that.
Bobby Chacon is the original Arturo Gatti.
Yep,
pretty much.
100%.
Shout out to my brother, the Jab Jamboree, man. Salute, man. Thank you so much for coming in, man.
Man, Chacon has taken a lot of punishment.
I'm not gonna say anything in case nobody here has watched the fight. So
yeah, I know,
man. These fights, so many people have watched the fights, but you'd be surprised how many people tell me I didn't know they fought.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro. It's so good to hear that. So, we expose a whole new generation to some of these.
Just the other week, I was talking about the war at Earl's Court between Joe Frazier and Joe Buckner, and someone said, "Whoa, Joe Buckner and Joe Frazier fought? I never knew." And they went to watch the fight, and they loved it. It's a great fight, though.
Oh, the father and the son.
That's right. That's right. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, Joe Buckner's the only guy that's ever lost
to father and son.
To a father and to a son. Damn.
Here we go, round 3. Oh, that jab. That's pretty intelligent. No microphones in your corner.
Yeah, I wonder what that was about.
So nobody can call up anybody in Chacon's corner and be like, "Hey, yo, this is what they're saying."
Mancini is just.
I hate watching this.
Damn, and look at Chacon just firing back because that's what he
does. No quitting, Bobby Chacon. I mean, I know people who have those same features. They are just tough. And Richard Steele, he doesn't want to get involved, but he knows what he has to do.
Look, and Chacon still landed a right uppercut.
Unbelievable. And Boom Boom Mancini is just, I mean, Boom Boom Mancini knows he's a legend.
Chacon just,
Oh God!
Look at me.
Steele was
oh,
about to
he's
stop
right,
it. Yeah.
right hook.
There you go
That
again.
right
Look,
hook.
No argument
Made
from
him do
Bobby.
the bobblehead. Jesus.
And the
there's
fans,
no argument from Bobby Chacon, but there's an argument from me. You should have let him go out on a shield.
You know what? I kind of watching that. Chacon had landed some shots. Now we all
Yeah.
know what happened to Chacon and his health problems, but he landed some shots not long before that stoppage. But hey, I mean, oof, that was a rough one.
yeah, man. Bobby Chacon was busted up too. His nose was flat. I don't know, man. The fan of boxing says to let it go on, but the fan of Bobby Chacon, we all know how he ended up. I wouldn't want to see him take any more punches than necessary, especially from a young, hungry Ray Boom Boom Mancini, Murphy Griffith in the corner.
The thing is, though, with the one thing like Chacon had in bucket loads, no one can ever deny his stamina and heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Mancini was throwing at such a high rate of volume, like even more than his normal fights, that if that had gone on a couple, like 2, 3, 4 more rounds, if Chacon could have weathered the storm, got through, I'm just saying, he could
No,
have gassed him.
I hear you. I just
If
I think Ray Mancini was 22, and there's his dad, by the way. That's Boom Boom Mancini's father that just hugged him.
Now, if oh shit, what was I gonna say? Damn, my train of thought.
Well, we were talking about if it had gone a few more rounds, if Chacon could have weathered
now
the storm.
if the Alexis Aguayo and Boom Boom Mancini fight was only 12 rounds, would Mancini have won his first world title?
I don't know if he was ahead on the scorecards.
It was really close because he was
Arguello was just a better. I mean, if it was 12, Arguello would have fought with more urgency, and I was rooting for Mancini in that fight.
My point is, Mancini didn't gas out in many fights.
He did gas out in that fight, though. But he was against Alexis Arguello. He was getting nailed with right hands.
He got his head knocked off. It was a beautiful, ugly knockout with Alexis Aguayo, man. Whew.
Stunning.
Look at this. Oh.
I mean, Chacon's got.
Steele
was about to stop it there.
Yeah, he was going to stop it.
He was about to jump in, and I will say, Chacon had his hands up, but look.
It's a bit weird, though, because when he was about to jump in and when he did jump in, Mancini didn't land any punches in between that little moment.
I think
the only punch he threw came off of the arm. So
yeah, I think Richard Steele, I gotta trust him, and he heard those shots, and I mean that's a big. I mean that was his first time fighting a lightweight, and Ray Mancini could punch at 135.
Of course, yeah.
Mad Chad, hang on a second here. I got Mad Chad just called me up.
We looking at Boom Boom. They're gonna make me go look at the Mancini and Arguello fight.
That's Sugar Ray Leonard on the call with HBO.
And too young for him. All right, right now let's go up to the ring announcer Jimmy Leonard for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the
people just up for the Persians. Mother and Dad, congratulations,
There's
Ray.
his mom and
Was it
dad.
easier than you thought it would be? First, I want to give almighty thanks to my God Almighty, my Lord and Savior, for giving me the strength, courage, and the power. Hello to all the beautiful people of Youngstown for the Persian support, and congratulations to a very dear friend of mine, Harry Arroyo. Beautiful job, champ.
You're talking about the fellow from Youngstown who beat Robin Blake this afternoon.
Yes, he's beautiful. He's beautiful, and he's gonna be another champ.
All right, let me pose another question. You started out sort of conservatively, it seemed, as if you wanted to box him a little.
Yes, Bobby's so very tricky that I don't know what he was going to do, and I had to watch. I had to see what he was going to do. Stick, they told me to keep the jab on him. I was finding him with the jab, so I felt very comfortable. Then I started banging him with them shots against the ropes. Bobby's just a great competitor. He's my idol. That's all I could say. He's my idol. And I just didn't. I know if I couldn't go long like that.
Did you sense midway through that first round that you were just too strong for him?
Well, I felt, he wasn't hurting me with no punches, but he's winging them, and he's so competitive, like I said, that anything can happen. I seen him wiping the blood away from his eyes. I knew if I just kept the pressure on him, I would get him, and I had him in the corner banging them shots, and Richard still did an excellent job stepping in because Bobby's eyes, closed and was bleeding pretty bad. But, you hate to take it away from him. He wanted it so bad and tried so very hard. But I had him. He was beaten.
You've knocked out a lot of fighters with a lot of those punches you were landing on Chacon. The punches themselves didn't seem to sting him that much. He was right there with you.
I know. Larry, he's been in with the best. He's a great fighter. I hit him with some shots that I thought would drop a lot of lesser guys. But Bobby's so competitive, like I said, so very determined. He stayed there and fired back when he was hurt. And like I said, it just was a matter of time. I knew it.
I had a telephone call yesterday from Anchorage, Alaska. Hector Camacho.
Was he up there?
He was resting and said he was going to be watching the fight tonight, and he wanted the winner, and he thought it would be you.
Please, I hope we can make that match. I say hello to you, Hector, and let's get your people together. Might be able to get it going. It's just waiting too long. That match has to be made. I ain't going nowhere.
Are you ready to fight?
I love that.
A greater stature in your division now.
Bobby Chacon, the two-time world champion. I don't know how much greater you got to get, but yeah, I'm here. Like I said, I'm not going nowhere. It's because the match has got to be made. The people, everybody says shout for Ray Mancini. Well, let's see it on paper, and we'll do it.
The organ player is playing New York, New York in the background. That's kind of weird.
Thank you very much.
Kind of weird.
You did it tonight, Jeff. And now back to ringside. Okay, thank you very much, Larry Merchant with the
See if they talk to Chacon. We got to hear from Chacon.
Performance for him. He fought a tough right now. Larry Merchant is with Bobby Chacon. Larry, you've got it. Bobby, you've been in a lot of wars.
Shut the organist up.
Like this. You've weathered them. Did you think you were going to weather this one?
I was sure of it. I'm willing to take those few punches. It's dangerous for me to do. I guess that's why Richard got in. I was being hit up the top of the head, on the eyes.
It was only about 2.5 rounds. But his face is fucked.
I know.
You do have a cut over your eye.
Yeah.
Not on the side. It
didn't grip my eye. I didn't feel there was any danger yet, but maybe it would have caught up. I think Richard, just trying to protect the fighter.
You were happy with having Richard Steele as the referee, and I spoke to him after the fight, and he said he didn't stop it because of the cut. He just felt that there was no way you could win, that he was just too strong for you.
Well, he was strong, but he's throwing a lot of punches. He's down a little bit, and that's what happened with Boza and Bazooka. They got to wear themselves down before I can get.
That's his mentality.
But I don't blame Richard.
No, I mean Richard Steele though.
So many bad things have happened.
That's not why you stop a fight because the other dude's better than the other guy. That's not what you do. You do it because they're in danger.
Got me a good punch there, but still, I take a good punch. I'm willing to.
Yeah, Richard Steele. He was just
well, like I said, I take a very
just
good
accused earlier.
See, that's where Richard was going to stop it.
See, but that punch doesn't land. That one comes out the glove.
That one landed.
That one did, and then he stopped it. But Chacon has his gloves up there, so he responded. It's not like he's unresponsive or doesn't know what's going on.
Was this a portal of things to come with Mildred Taylor?
Well, no, he let that fight go on way longer, true. But it's not like Meldrick really took much damage up until that fucking point anyway.
No, he was fine. He was ready to do sit-ups.
I stopped the fight because I thought that Bobby has taken enough, and the only thing that was going to end up with me counting him out, and that I didn't want to do. I wanted this fight to end up as the great champion that he is or was.
John McSmith had a thing up. Steele didn't kill himself. It was another referee. I forget the guy's name.
That was Richard Green.
There you go. Yeah, it wasn't Steele.
Oh, is that about the Mancini and Dooku Kim fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Bruce got it on the head.
Every once in a while, it's funny. I can remember things like that. But if you ask me to remember my aunt's name, that was Auntie. What was it?
My battle plan was over the long
boxing brain.
I'm gonna think it over at home.
That sounds like if somebody comes up with a good offer, you'll be back.
How did you know?
Thank you, Bobby Chacon.
Thank you, Bobby Chacon.
Thank you, Bobby Chacon. Yep.
You said it, bro. I mean, Bobby Chacon. What can we say? What can we say about Bobby Chacon that hasn't been said already? When Bobby Chacon died, bro. When I heard he was found picking up cans on the side of the road to make enough money to buy crack, bro. It was, I don't get choked up by too many things that happen in life, because man, I know life is tough, bro, and nobody's getting out of here alive. But when Bobby Chacon passed, it was the feeling you get when somebody that who's right around your age, like Hagler and Chacon, grew up right around the same era, and they're gone too early, and man, you just kind of have that funky feeling for a few days.
For Chacon, just so people know, I mean, this looked like it was the end of his career, but he fought until 1988. He fought another 7 fights. He went 7-0. Never fought for a title again, but he beat Freddie Roach by a majority decision. He beat Arturo Frias, who was a former
I saw that fight
champ. He beat Rafael Solis. So he fought until 88. He won his last 7 fights, and you just touched on what a tough life.
The Arturo Frias fight, bro. I mean, Arturo Frias, that's another guy who fought a 1 round, lost his WBA title to Ray Boom Boom Mancini, and it was a war, another phone booth war. But I was back in the day, before cable, I'm playing around, I got the Spanish channel, and it was Bobby Chacon, Arturo Frias. Not a word of English was spoken. It didn't matter. And I'm like, wow, look at these guys. Past their prime. I saw both of them get beat by Mancini, but they're fighting each other, and it was like a great fight. Bobby Chacon, his hand raised in victory again, probably for the final time in a big fight. And that's a little memory I have of that particular fight, man. Great, and Bobby Chacon, man. How can we not get all excited and sentimental, choked up, revved up? Everything about Bobby Chacon, man. West Coast. Anybody on here that's from the left coast, man. You go into gyms if you're not a little into the history of well, you have to be if you're out in West Coast. Bobby Chacon is a hero out there, man. His name is royalty.
Yeah, he died in 2016, so it's been over 5 years since he died, and he's
homeless, penniless.
Just it's the sad, but it's the reality of the sport. It's a tough sport, and fighters like Chacon, like Gotti, fighters that take punishment like that, it takes a toll on the fighters. It does. And I don't mean to bring up Floyd Mayweather, but Mayweather said, now Mayweather had a different style, but he realized that it's not good for you to get punched in your head all the time. And you see, I know fighters. We all have seen fighters who are young men, but they're starting to slur their speech. It's a tough sport, man. That's why for these guys, I want them to get paid. I want them to get the fights they want and get the money that they deserve, because it's the roughest sport that there is. There's no tougher sport than boxing.
Fact. And to keep with that, I think the boxers of today, they look at the fighters that came from before them, from a generation before them, and they don't want to go down that road. I think the boxing from that day, George, I think it's over, man. I don't think we're going to ever see.
I can't blame fighters today. I mean, for like, we love guys like Chacon and Gotti. We love Matthew Saad Muhammad. We love guys like that, but they all ended up with tragic lives. So in a way, I can't blame fighters for not wanting to be like that.
I can't either. I'm just saying, bro, I think, we who have seen these warriors in the ring,
right,
in the day, we've seen the last of that. That's a dying breed. What we're watching now. And you can't blame these fighters for not wanting to do that anymore. Just like we watch the Gladiator movies, and it's we're combat sport junkies, and we got to see some of the greatest fights, some of these phone booth fights, Tuesday night fights over here, bro. I mean, and
what a great Tuesday night of fights, by the way.
Oh, it was, man. It was.
I never saw that entire Lyle Schaefer's fight. I've seen the knockout, and I've seen Schaefer's knock Lyle down, and I've seen the knockout, but I never saw the whole fight. And yeah, this is Tuesday night fights.
It is good. You know, Mad Chad, he's the one who called me on the phone. He was pumping
he was so pumped up. Oh my God,
bro, he was, bro.
I thought he was gonna have a heart attack. He was so.
He told me to put him on mute. No way, bro. No way. That was one of the best parts of the show. In fact, I think he's coming up here right now. I think he snuck back in the back room again. Yeah, so, hey, crush the legend, Geo James. Anybody I missed who came in here, man. I hope I didn't miss you, bro. I appreciate everybody coming in here. And Mad Chad, shout out to you, brother.
What's up with Mancini Chacon, Mad Chad? What are your thoughts on it?
Oh God. Shout out to both those fellas.
You sound exhausted. This night took it all out of you.
I busted 3 nuts earlier. I mean,
what? Now you have post-nut clarity.
I'm just done. I feel I need to repent for all the joy I got from Ernie. I mean, God bless Ernie. He got fucked right up there. But I mean, what a fucking Tuesday night fight. And like I say, I'm done. My ribs are a little hurt. And, I'm feeling so much better. I worked a full day today. And, I'm tough as nails, but I'm nowhere as tough as fucking Ernie or fucking Lyle. Oh, my God. I mean, and they're heavyweights. No disrespect to Bobby and, Ray Boom Boom. But they're kind of oompa fellas. I mean, we were looking at 200-pound men just fucking sledgehammering each other to the skull.
They fought like lightweights in their fight. They fought the fight that Mancini and Chacon fought.
For more rounds.
Yeah, but for more rounds.
Yep.
No, they were
way bigger shots.
Yes.
That ref was
Could you imagine if any of the shots those two fuckers threw landed on Chacon or Mancini?
Oh my God.
And bro, to see Ernie Schaefer get knocked out so violently and to come back.
The ref and Ernie Lyle fight didn't care he didn't care Ernie died.
He was admiring the fight.
Here's a trivia question. I have a trivia question, and I don't know the answer. When did Ernie Schaefer's go bald? Because that's what, I remember him being bald. So obviously it was after the Ron Lyle fight, and he was bald for the Ali fight. So somewhere
he had hair for Jerry Quarry,
right? So he lost the hair somewhere between Lyle and Ali. I just don't know which fight it was.
It had to be right after this. Well, right after this.
I think it wasn't. Was he? Did he still have hair when he fought Roy Tiger Williams? That's the question. Because
I don't know.
Because that's in between then, and I don't think he had hair then. So I think that was the fight that he went bald for. Was the Williams fight? I think.
Man, I remember as a kid watching Holmes Schaefer's 2, and Larry Holmes was having his way with Ernie, and then Ernie landed that right hand, and I thought that I remember jumping up. I don't know how old I was, 10, 11, I don't know. But he knocked Holmes down, and I thought Ernie Schaefer's was heavyweight champion of the world, and Larry Holmes got back up, and he stopped Ernie a few rounds later. But I mean, Schaefer's came so close. He came so close.
George, I was probably 23, and I jumped up just like
I know you did.
At 10 years old, man.
I know you did.
That was like, what, Ernie and Larry? I mean, I always wanted to see Larry lose.
Me too, Bruce.
I didn't like what happened with Ali, and I was a young kid, but I hated what he did to Ali, and I get why he did it. But yeah, I missed Larry once he was gone. That's when I missed him.
When you realized,
how
great he was, it really kicked into a lot of people, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, he wasn't that good. Look what Mike did." First of all, prime Mike, and he was 2 years off the couch, hadn't fought, blah blah blah, on short notice, all this crap, like only about 6 weeks to train. That's the first thing. Secondly, he then trains again, has a little bit more. He gave Holyfield hell, and he absolutely schooled Ray Mercer. He made him look like he never boxed.
You know, last week we played the very end, and we're not going to do it again, but we played the very end. G5 remembers this, of the Holmes Holyfield fight where Holmes literally vomited at the end of the fight. Like, he fought so hard till he vomited. He gave everything he could until he.
He took like 100. He took over 100 body shots too.
Well, you know when I became a Larry Holmes fan, it was after the first fight with Michael Spinks. Well, you know, Larry had his right to bitch about it. It was a close fight. That's that's boxing. But the second fight clearly was won by Larry Holmes.
I thought he won that second fight 100%.
And getting 100%. Ripped off like that, bro. I mean, that's when I kind of said, Larry, I'm with you, brother. You just got fucked. I'm a Larry Holmes fan, and that was before before all the fights we're talking about. So that's when I kind of went over to Holmes. You know, the Tyson fight, I would have loved to seen him knock out Tyson, even though I was a Tyson fan too. But underdogs, that's who I ride for most of the time. And Larry Holmes, he wasn't an underdog until after he got beat by Spinks the first time. Then
I became sorry.
Remember, they wanted Larry Holmes to become 50-0. They wanted him to tie Marciano and beat Marciano's record.
Well, Larry Holmes says they didn't.
Exactly.
Larry Holmes says they didn't.
And the real boxing fans did.
That's when he got himself in trouble when he talked about Rocky Marciano after losing. That's where a lot of the press, they held it against him forever when he talked about Rocky Marciano after he lost the first Spinks fight. And Larry said,
Larry
some things he shouldn't have.
His mouth always got him in trouble.
And he knew
that.
He knew
that. He couldn't wear my jock strap.
Yeah.
He
regretted it. He apologized for it, and people just the press wouldn't let him live it down. The man apologized. He was in the heat of the moment. He just lost his title. He was a champion for 7-8 years, whatever. He's apologized for it, and he's moved on. I got a chance to drive through Easton, Pennsylvania. This is years ago after Holmes retired, because I grew up in Jersey, and I drove through Easton because I heard it was like Larry Holmes owned like all these buildings, and he owned like this whole section of Easton. It was Larry Holmes Drive and Larry Holmes Boulevard, and he owned all these buildings. And as far as I know, Larry Holmes still lives in Easton. That's still home, and good for Larry.
I became a huge Larry Holmes fan when he dived out the car to hit Trevor Brooks with
my God,
elbow.
we played that last week too. We played the drop kick on Trevor Brooks. Amazing. Yes, that would make, if I wasn't a fan before, seeing the former heavyweight champion jump off a truck and drop kick Trevor Brooks. You can't make that up. You cannot make that stuff up. That's amazing.
And Trevor Brooks, another character. We talked about him last week. Tragic death.
He was not liked. He was not liked by. I mean, no one had a good word to say about him. And
Larry still doesn't, even after he's buried.
Right. So
about Trevor Brooks.
He just has bad words to say about him, man.
Well, look at the way the man was killed. Like, somebody doesn't get killed in that fashion if they're a good guy. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing.
Right.
It's normally the worst people who get chopped up like that.
Anybody who hasn't heard about how Trevor Brooks died, he was hit by his nephew with a crowbar, beaten to death.
Was it a crowbar or a machete?
I've heard.
I don't remember.
The most reliable was I heard a crowbar, and you just kept bashing his skull in. It was in front of a church.
Ooh.
Just bizarre, tragic, unbelievable, believable.
So Bruce, we got a week to come up with
that's right. We got
Tuesday night fight.
a few more minutes to go, man. Like we're just like Tuesday night fights. We fit in a 2-hour time slot. You know, all we need is Trick to get Sean O'Grady up here, and I know he could do it. I know we will do it.
Oh man, if we could get Sean, I mean, yeah, that would be.
Wouldn't that be like maybe bust the internet? That would,
Tuesday night fights. Tuesday night fights. They had a lot of competitive fights, but I also remember they had a lot of guys that were like George Foreman had a lot of fights on Tuesday night fights. Guys who were sort of past their prime, but still big names. Still big names.
Ray Mercer and Lennox Lewis, I believe, was a Tuesday night fight.
That might have been HBO.
Well, there was a big Ray Mercer. I just watched it. Maybe Mercer and Witherspoon. Anyway, I can't think of who it was, but it was a huge fight. And when I saw it was a Tuesday night fight, I was like, wow. I mean, it's almost like I forget what great talent they gave us for pennies, for your cable bill, basic cable.
Tuesday night fights, I've spoken to a guy, and I can't remember his name offhand, but a guy that worked, that he owns the whole library of fights, and he said to me how they police YouTube and they make sure that those Tuesday night fights aren't out there. And I've talked with him about doing something with those fights, bringing back like a show like Legendary Nights or some kind of just so we could see those fights and see the fighters back then and what their lives became. They have an incredible library of fights and stories that can be told, because you can't find Tuesday night fights for the most part. You cannot find those fights on YouTube, and that's by design. So I'm hoping that they do something with that and come out with some content that, we would eat that stuff up if they did a Legendary Nights or a 24/7 type show on one of those fights back then and got the fighters today and interviewed them. So I hope that happens.
There's a conscientious reason Tuesday night fights are being kept off the net. My brother Blood Boxing, he does the documentaries, awesome documentaries. He's one on Marvin Hagler. In fact, he's doing a 4-part, 5-part, but he just did the 3rd part. Unbelievable stuff, George. HBO quality. And he's tried to track down a lot of Tuesday night fights, and you just can't play them. You can't get even small sample of them. He mentioned the company who has them, and they just sitting on them for some crazy reason. Some billionaire somewhere, wants to make us boxing fans kind of wonder why. And
I've talked to the guy about doing something with him and trying to bring back something. Because what's the point of having this library if you're not going to do anything with it? But we'll see. Look, in the meantime, guess what, Bruce? Guess what, Bruce? We've got Tuesday night fights right here on YouTube.
Yes, we do, man.
So
yes,
they won't let us see their library. Well, we have a whole history of boxing at our fingertips.
Yep.
We can
we're carefully choosing fights that aren't copywritten. The fights that we're showing. I don't know if you guys have had the enthusiasm that I've had, even tonight, before Bobby Chacon got in the ring with Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Man, I think there were hairs standing up on my arms, bro. I was getting that feeling again that we just don't get with the fights they're giving us today that have the foregone conclusions.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question in regards to Tuesday night fights? Because that was on the USA Network, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering, because the last 15-round fight to be televised was Poyes and Calvin Grove.
Wow.
And that was on USA in 88. And I'm just wondering if that was Tuesday night fights or if it was on the Thursday. That's the only thing I'm wondering. Because I wasn't alive then, but I do know that.
That's a
I
good
just don't
question.
know if it was Tuesday night or if it was a Thursday night.
Yeah, I do not. That might have been Tuesday, because I think... you know what?
It might have. That'd be real significant for Tuesday night fights, though, to have the last ever televised 15-rounder. That's actually.
Mark, I talked to Vinny Pazienza, and he told me that he was in the last 15-round title fight with Greg Haugen. And
I said last 15-round televised. There's a difference. Televised.
The fight with Greg Haugen was definitely televised. But all
Was
three
it?
fights. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The first fight. Yeah. They absolutely, man. They were without a doubt HBO maybe or even the.
I'll look it up right now in terms of the
First
date.
fight, the first Greg Haugen fight was fought in the afternoon in Providence, Rhode Island, on a Sunday afternoon. So that was definitely NBC Sports Spectacular. Now that you see them, it takes a while for the brain cells to get cleared up in the head. But when it comes to boxing, I think them BBs, I think that they're packed in oil instead of
So Bruce,
water.
the last 15 rounder that Pazienza fought against Haugen was on the 6th of February 1988. The Grove and Poyes fight was on the 4th of August 1988. The first one.
Look, we can't fault boxers for not knowing. You like Vinny Paz, he's taking some shots. So
Demetrius,
he was off by a few months.
Salute my brother.
He was
right
involved in the last year of it. It's the last year, so
Well, I'm not going to tell Vinny. I'm not going to tell Vinny he's full of shit, bro.
No, never.
You
Like
don't
I
have
would
to.
never. He can say what he wants. I'm not going to say, well, Vinny, you're wrong.
Yeah, no, I love Vinny Paz, man. I talked to him for a while, and the first thing I said, Vinny, you kind of sound like I do, and we started talking about Federal Hill, and Rocky
that New England. Yep.
Oh, Vinny's been following me on Twitter for about 3 years or 2 years.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Vinny Paz. He's Vinny Paz now, right? That's his legal name, Vinny Paz.
Yeah, he changed that so because everybody was mispronouncing it, and he said, "I'm going to make it
the
easy."
Tasmanian Devil. That's actually a great nickname, by the way. The Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, he had how many I wonder how many Tuesday night fights he had. I wonder.
He won. He won the title from Gilbert DeLee on a Tuesday night USA.
We
fight.
need to get some stats. Like we should be armed with some stats about Tuesday night. Like who made the most appearances on Tuesday night fights on USA. Like I don't know any of that offhand.
Mark does. Mark doesn't even.
I know Mark does. I know Mark does.
No, I don't know all the Tuesday night fight stats offhand.
But you could find it quicker than we could remember it.
He knows it. He's just being modest. I guarantee you 100% he knows it, but he's being respectful.
I'm 28, bro.
That's why you think you're being
around for Tuesday night fights.
Yeah, but you just I feel like you know these things. I just feel like you do.
Don't let him kid you. Don't let him kid you.
I know,
in all modesty, Mark is the historian. So
hey, Bruce, I look forward to
Pazienza fought on Tuesday night fights 22 times.
Wow. Oh, my God. Oh, that's almost a half year.
That's a lie, by the way. I have absolutely no idea. I just said it.
Man, that was good because I believed you.
I did too. And I'm like,
yeah. I thought Robert knew it.
How many years did Tuesday night fight last?
Right.
That's a great question.
That's something that we should know.
I think it's 16 years, wasn't it? 82 to 98.
Wow.
Yep. 82 to 98. October 1st, 82 through August 25th, 1998. 16.
And it doesn't seem that long at all.
Wow.
Well, you know what's funny? It debuted October 1st, 1982 as Friday night boxing from 82 to 84. Then it was Wednesday night fights from 84 to 86. Then Thursday night fights from 86 to 90. Then at some point it turned into Tuesday night
so
fights.
technically, whatever they called it, they kept changing the name of which day it was on, the allocation. But Tuesday night fights, Friday night fights, Thursday night fights, whatever it was, they were the people who were airing it. They were the last ones to ever air the last televised 15 rounder then with Poyes and Grove.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
That's a good fight, by the way. That's a really good fight.
Jorge Paez Matomero, what I think his nickname, he was a character, man.
A clown. He was literally a clown in the circus.
What
the
a
whole
fighter,
family.
though, man. What a fighter he was. George Foreman and Larry Holmes fought all the time on USA.
Oh, yeah. Michael Mora. I mean,
Roberto Duran.
Dude,
that was late in Duran's career, wasn't it?
I didn't realize 16 years. And there's probably not a card on that in those 16 years that we can't say, oh, no, it's it's too numerous. We're humbled being Tuesday over here, man. We've taken a heavy burden, George. So we're gonna have to ride with that, man.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not that hard. It's pretty.
Oh, but I love it, bro.
Exactly. Like we bounce
Overstimulation
ideas
calms
off
me
each
down.
other on fights we want to show for this, and you know, let's just keep it. Let's keep it going with these Tuesday nights.
And it's so easy to find a couple of classic fights. Although I did switch it around probably several times before.
You know what? I like what you settled on. I mean, because again, I had never seen that entire Shavers-Lyle fight. I hadn't seen the whole fight, and it was incredible.
Oh.
That was literally the first time I ever saw that whole fight.
Oh, that's awesome. It's awesome when people see a fight in its full validity for the first time.
Yep.
And you get to see them watch it, and you see their authentic reactions and shit.
Just
or
because
hear them.
again, like I saw highlights, but I never. And it's to watch that.
The whole fight's a highlight.
Mad Chad. To watch it with Mad Chad was
Hey, Mad Chad.
experience.
Mark, Mad Chad almost had a heart attack watching that. Fight.
I don't blame him.
I'm gonna have to check on him a little bit. Make sure he's.
Like
he's
G5, I don't think G5 was on when Mad Chad was. G5.
Yeah, I was.
So you heard him.
I was watching. Yeah, I came on in round 2, the beginning of round 2, where I was backstage at the end of round 1.
Okay.
And yeah, Chad had me lit over here. I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm at a damn football game, man. Like
every 2 seconds, all you hear was shit,
oh my god, boom! I say, that's Chad for you. That's my guy, though.
It is. That's pretty much exactly how he called the fight. Just screaming, just all emotion, man. And hey, that was a fight that. Whew,
then when someone got really hurt, you hear them go, oh.
Shout out Demetrius Bright. Shout out my brother D-Ray Promotions.
Sliding counter.
And you know it,
Jimmy
bro.
Thunder was on quite a lot. Yep. Yes, he was sliding counter.
The man from down under.
Man. Well.
Great stuff, man. You know, we had a great night of Tuesday night fights over here. You know, G5, man. I'm so glad you came on a little early tonight, bro. Usually you hop on at the end.
I know G5. You usually get here like at the last round of a fight.
No, sir. I got to watch both of the fights. I told you guys, I'm here, man.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You know this is boxing lessons, man. You know, I know quite a bit, but you know, I'm always learning or picking up on fights. You know, I got my ring magazines from the.
Bro, you had some great
80s.
questions for Ray Foreman the other night, man.
Oh, appreciate it, man. It was just stuff that come to mind that I think like a fan might want to ask, but everybody don't have the chance to. So I kind of put myself in that type of mindset. Like if the average person had the time to ask them different questions, I think of stuff that people might want to ask, you know, and that's how I kind of conduct interviews with fighters. If I got questions or anything of that nature, I'm like, what would somebody want to know? And you know, I had plenty more. That man.
Oh, bro, we were in there for a long time, and he's going to come back again. He said he had a great time, and the man had just so much knowledge, and he was just so free sharing it.
Yeah,
man. You know, sometimes you have to pry things out of people you can talk to. Not Roy Foreman. Roy Foreman was.
It flowed just like water, man. Just like water, bro. And that I enjoyed it. He remembered who I was from being over there with Clarence, so that was pretty dope. Because you know, I mean, that was a quick hit type of little interview we had with. What really wasn't an interview. We was just talking. It's not really an interview. I mean, he was a cool dude, man.
You know, that's what an interview should be. It should be like, I mean, you're just talking. That's all. You know, you don't have to be super formal. You're just talking, and then that's an interview. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of people today when they're interviewing fighters. It's almost as though the fighter's like applying for a job. Sometimes it's not supposed to. That's not what. It's not that type of interview. You're asking them things about them and what's up and and just learning and shit.
Exactly.
It's like the reporters. They interrogate them. It's like an interrogation rather than a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
And,
It's
and
like,
you get they ask them those basic questions. What was your toughest fight? And Bro, when we know these guys and we've seen them fight, we've studied their careers, and we can ask them a question that'll just hit them like a left hook, and bang, and oh, you remember that? Like the other night, I asked Marlon Starling about the dramatic jump in weight when he fought Michael Nunn.
You were talking to Marlon Starling the other night?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I talked to Marlon Starling twice last week, bro.
Jeez.
Where was that?
Man, they were loaded.
Sunday night.
Trick Nolte gave a three-way conversation. I talked to him for about a half hour. Got his phone number. He's gonna dress one of these nights. And then Drew Titan invited me on his panel the other night. And Drew Titan, bro, he had Courage Shabala. He had Reggie Johnson. He had Kirk Johnson. He had oh man, I don't even want to leave any of them out. And I'm going to think of them all too.
Man.
Marlon Starling, Lonnie Beasley. Who the fuck else came in? Omar Shika. Is there anyone that I'm missing out, bro?
Because I was in the chat.
Omar on there.
Yeah,
bro. Mark. Hey, it was loaded, bro. It was loaded. I was sitting in the chat.
Fire.
You know, sometimes a panel was so good and so much information is being said, you don't even want to comment. You just watching like a student. And I was just sitting there for a while, like 10, 15 minutes. But I'm like, let me put something in this chat. Like, you know, that's kind of how I do. I lock in, especially when fighters from the past or, you know, just breaking down stories about what they seen, what they saw, you know, how they came up and did the different movements and, you know, how boxing was, you know, was going back then. It was awesome, dude.
It was. And, you know, and the fighters, there were so many of them there. And I only asked a couple of questions because, like you said, I shut my mouth. And it was their show. They weren't there to see me. They were there to see these were legends. And there were enough there. Tuesday night fights. These guys, every one of them were stars on Tuesday night fights. And they were in these particular weight classes where we could have put a fight together. We had Kirk Johnson and Courage Shabala, and we had Marlon Starling, and we had Shika. I mean, it was like we could have put a card on with legends. But what I asked Michael Nunn about it, the jumping weight for fighting Michael Nunn, who I spoke to also. Yeah, Marlon Starling, and bro, and we love talking about that. He mentioned, he said it was like a sparring session. They both went out to dinner after the fight. Just gems, things that you're never gonna hear different platforms talk about, because this is shit that's coming from these fighters, man. And I'm lucky enough to be, you know, I guess people they want to call me on when they got them on there, because that was the era that I lived in, and man, I'm like a little kid when I talk to these guys. It's like Santa Claus.
You know, that's why the four of us here, and probably everyone watching, we all love boxing, period. But I have a problem with, I used to work at HBO, and HBO had a series that I helped start called Legendary Nights back in the 2000s. They went back and we picked 12
Great
fights,
series, by the way.
12 fights that were historic, and we did shows on them. When I was at HBO, we were supposed to do a second round of that series. I mean, it was on the board, and I was going to be able to produce some of them, and they pulled it. And the reason why they pulled it is because they felt like it was wasting money talking about the past. They needed to focus on the fighters of today and the future. And they completely missed the boat, because you can involve, my counterpoint to that was, back then, Andre Ward was like the top guy in boxing. Said, let's interview Andre Ward and have him talk about Tyson Spinks and what he remembers about Mike Tyson. This sport has such a rich history, and these Tuesday night fights, this is just celebrating boxing. Because we're showing older fights, it doesn't mean we're saying that's when the fights were good. That's the only time fights were good. That's not the point. The point is that this sport has a rich history, and it should be celebrated. And Showtime, I don't know why Showtime has not had a show like Legendary Nights, because they have a 30-plus year library of amazing fights. I don't understand the logic behind not celebrating your history and tying it in with your present in making that good for boxing. I don't get it. But anyway, those are my thoughts. So.
Well, that's why we can try to fill maybe a little bit of those gaps in here by doing a show like this. And man, you know, whenever I get one of these great fighters that I get the pleasure of bringing on here, it's no interviews. Like Kirk Johnson, he came in here, and it was during when we were showing the I think we were doing the Spinks and Ali fight, and he sat there and he just commented on it, mentioned his up in the fighter that he's had that's going to be fighting Jerome Boots Ennis,
Castillo Clayton.
Yeah, Castillo Clayton. That's his cousin.
Castillo Clayton. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
And you know, he's telling us don't sleep on Clayton, bro. You know,
I'm sleeping on him.
He's gonna give.
I'm sleeping on Clayton. I'm sleeping on Clayton. I'm a Boots guy.
I'm not. That's unfair, George. You're not sleeping on Clayton. You're just rating Boots a whole lot.
There you go. And Boots, what I love about Boots is Boots is not signed with PBC. He's doing this not having to align himself with one of these major promoters. And I don't know how long he's going to be able to do it, but Sugar Ray Leonard did it. Now Boots is doing it, and you know, hopefully he can retain his freedom and not have to sign up with a promoter. Look, Boots is doing it. He is not with PBC, but he just signed a multi-fight deal with Showtime.
Yeah, Showtime.
So props to Boots, man.
And standing on his square.
He's
Being a young fighter.
Yep.
It's definitely a better fight than we were going to see with Ortiz, which we're not going to see anymore. He's fighting some guy with 2 knockouts and 30 some crazy.
Yeah,
but
I think he's 21-0 with 2 knockouts.
Yeah, and this was going to be number 3.
Number 2 versus number 3.
Look, I'll say this. I'll say this. Mckinson can box, but he would get knocked out by. He'll get knocked out by Virgil because he doesn't have the power to keep the fucker off of him. I mean, Egas couldn't keep him off of him, and Egas hits like a mutant. So I mean,
shout out to my brother Scotty from World Combat Sports for stopping in. Appreciate it, bro. We're just taking it down, bro. We're watching. This is Tuesday Night Fights over here. Me and George, G5. Mark stepped in tonight. Mad Chad is in here. Mad Chad stepped out. Mark stepped in. It's like a tag team combination. Beautiful job. I think these guys were in sync the whole time. But anyway, bro, we were talking about fights where no dancing, man. Leave your dancing shoes home. This was phone booth warfare, toe-to-toe shit. We saw some awesome fights, man. And I can only thank you guys. Sliding counter. You want to see Kevin Kelly and Derek Dana? Yeah, we can do something like that. That's the kind of fight that we dig, man.
That was a good fight.
You know, there's so many of them out there. Do me a favor, man. You know, put it down below in the comments. This way, it'll be embedded in my brain because I forget. You know, I don't want to say what it's leading to, but you know, I'm taking my.
You don't forget, Bruce. You don't forget.
When it comes to boxing, you don't forget. You're taking suggestions for the fights?
Well, but see, we have to be careful because we don't want to get this fight zapped on us right in the middle of the fight. Like the other day, you asked me to show Mugabe and Marvin Hagler, and they didn't like that for some reason. But yet we showed 2 fights tonight with no problem. So
I know a fight that won't get taken down. I know a fight that definitely won't because I've got it on my channel as well. Like I've played it on my channel before, so I know a really good fight.
So let's hear it.
Put it in the chat below, my brother. I'll
put it in the private chat. Put it in the private chat.
Yeah, that's right. Don't spoil it. Put it in the private chat.
Yeah, put it in the private chat.
I'll forget about it though. That's the problem.
No. I
won't forget.
All right, George and G5 still have some.
This fight goes underrated. A lot of people don't talk about it.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm 34.
It's in the private chat.
Ooh, that's a good one.
What was that again?
See, Bruce, you know I'm 34, man. My memory's pretty short, man. That's what you got your little brother for, man.
I missed what the fight that Mark said. I was moving around.
It's in the private chat. It's in the private.
The private chat. You know, I never go in the private chat when I'm on here.
That's why you never see me when I say I'm here.
Exactly.
I know,
Because
man,
I
I
saw you,
know.
Gabe. Like I'm here. Boom.
Bro,
Mhm.
believe me,
Yeah, because I was looking at the punch when I came in. I was like, I'm here, and as I was typing, I was like, boom!
I know.
I yelled in the house. I was like, yeah.
I have to pay more attention to a G5. I'm sorry, bro. You know, I
You
really,
see,
I don't pay much attention as I should.
that fight, Bruce, by the way, like it's a really good fight, and there are a lot of people who've never seen it. I'm just
I
saying, there's a
can't
lot
even
who've never
remember the
seen
fight myself, bro. I'm sure I
it. Yeah,
saw it. If it was an HBO fight, was it one of those HBO After Dark fights?
I'm not sure. Offhead, I'm
I
not sure.
don't think it was an HBO
I don't think
fight,
it was.
but
No.
we'll do some don't worry, Bruce. The research team will do some research, and we'll
That's
flush it out.
That's why I pay you guys the big bucks.
You pay well, by the way, Bruce. You pay what you pay good
Man.
money. So
Man.
that's why we're here.
You know.
Speaking of getting paid the big
Don't
bucks
let
and stuff,
these clothes fool you.
Bruce, the check bounced.
Oh, he pays you with a check. He pays me and G5 in cash. Oh,
Mhm.
Mark.
He can't give me cash.
Currency, my brothers, cryptocurrency.
Damn.
I'm gonna have to send you the app.
You paying?
Hey,
Bitcoin?
yo, Bruce, what's a blockchain? Bruce, what's a blockchain?
A blockchain. is that a strain of reefer?
There you go. Maybe.
There you go.
I know nothing about cryptocurrency, man.
Cryptocurrency.
Not a, my boy who fixed my computer told me that his son had a chance to make 50,000. He gave me these crazy numbers, but he's telling me the truth. But he didn't act when he had the time, and it went over my head. But I don't know what what do they even use? What's the name of the currency, bro?
There's loads of different.
I know there's a lot. What's the original one?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
The very first one
Bitcoin's the
ever
original.
created is not actually Bitcoin.
Yeah,
That's
That's the
the
one I know.
It's the most popular.
Right.
Well, I'm strictly a cash man. Always have been, always will. I didn't have a credit card. I have a debit card. Right now there's $14 in there. So if I don't have any cash in my pocket, then I'm not even gonna get a cup of coffee in this world. And hey, here's the way it is, man. You guys, man, I want to thank you so much. I've already gone 15 minutes overtime. Tuesday night fights. We had a great night over here. Let's leave one by one like we usually do in here. Mark, you can go first. Tell everybody who you are, how to reach you, and what you're about, and why you graced my appearance on the Tuesday night fights, my brother.
All right, my name is Mark. I'm from Ireland. I have a channel on YouTube called Unrivaled Boxing Talk. That's where you can find me. What I'm about is pretty much bullshitting about boxing for hours on end, and that's about it. And why I joined today is because I came in because I watch the show every week anyway, Bruce. But when I seen the link, I'm not about to see Bobby Chacon versus Mancini and not talk about it. Which, that's the truth. It's such a good fight. Such great fighters. So thank you for having me on, and God bless.
God bless to you, my brother. God bless to you. G5, tell us a little bit about yourself. We love you, my brother. We're going to see you next week. And, tell these people where they can find you.
Well, appreciate the invite as always, my brother. I always, wipe off my feet before I step in another man's house. This is my brother, but hey, it's all about respect, Well, me, I initially, like I say, I initially started this doing for game and YouTube a long time ago. I've been a fan of boxing. Then I kind of, drifted off on boxing for a while. And probably like 4 years ago, I hopped back into it, with a full head of steam. And let's just say we haven't turned back since then. But yeah, we build on my channel, G5_Gabe, whether it be about boxing, about life, just a lot of different things, because a lot of people don't realize boxing and life go hand in hand. You have adversity in life, you have adversity in boxing. You have people that you may not like. You know what I'm saying? You don't hate them, you may not like them in real life, on your jobs, and as well in boxing. And other sports as well. So we build on a number of things on my channel. I'll put my link in, or y'all can just click my name in the description. Most of the people in the chat I see, they already have subbed, and they already know how the content goes, and that's what we're doing. We building one day at a time, brick by brick. Make sure y'all sub to my man Mark. We got to link up and do something. Of course, y'all, we need to get George subs up too, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing we need to do, and continue to smash and keep them subs running up for my man Brucey too, man. We all building one day at a time, and our channels don't go without you guys' support. So we need y'all support, and we'll keep doing our best on our end to keep producing and pushing out great content for you guys. Thank all you guys for coming in, supporting another Tuesday Night Fights. With myself and the gang, and we'll be back next week. Everybody have a good one. Be blessed, be safe, and take care of your health. Yourself.
Yes,
your health is your wealth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, G5. Thank you so much. George, my brother, tell everybody where they can see you, and tell everybody what you're about, man. And we're gonna see George absolutely next Tuesday. And who knows, we may see him sooner than that. But George, tell everybody where they can find you, brother.
Look, G5 said it splendidly. This sport, people bond over. People can bond of all different backgrounds, can bond over this sport. If you, my name's right up on the screen. I've got a YouTube channel, and shout out to YouTube, because it's a community of people who love boxing, and there was a lot of great content on here that when I was a kid, like Mark is 28. When I was 28, this wasn't available. If you wanted to have a show like this, you had to have a connection at a network or cable TV. It just wasn't possible. And today it's possible. And now it's a good thing and a bad thing, because there's a lot of shows that aren't that good, but everyone that I'm subscribed to, they have just quality shows, and we're all here because we love boxing. So I'm telling you, Bruce, when Tuesday night, when it's Tuesday, like Monday night, I mean, all weekend, I'm saying I can't wait till Tuesday, because me and Bruce have a show. Like we're gonna have a show. We're gonna do some fights that people are gonna love, and it gets me excited. And I love the platform. Love to talk about boxing, and I can't wait till next Tuesday.
God bless you, George. I can't wait either, my man. Thank you so much for coming in tonight, man. Thank you so much, man. Everybody who stopped in here, man. Bruce goes with one love, man. That's boxing. We can have all different opinions on here. We can have anybody wants to stop on and talk about their opinion on boxing. That's what it's all about, man. A couple other guys stopped in here. Playground, thank you for coming in here, man. One of these days we'll throw a cash app out there. Right now, man, I'm not in here for any kind of monetary reward, man. I'm in here to get people together to enjoy boxing. We're not gonna hit your pockets up over here, man. This is for the love of boxing. It doesn't cost me anything to do this, man. It would cost me the same thing to have my internet without it. So go give that money to the homeless, man. Go give the guy out there who needs it. Give him a couple of bucks, man. Make his day, man. Because you will, man. All that's going to come back tenfold if you do that. Dr. Mark, thanks for coming in here, brother. Thank you so much, man. You came in a little late, but better late than never. I appreciate the views, man. This is Bruce Goes, thanking everybody out there, man. I appreciate you coming in here. Nothing but mad love for you, man. Treat every day like it could be your last, man. This is a crazy world. I pray for peace, man. Thank you for coming in.